I believe in free education for all, so art school is cool. There you go. Art school is cool. I mean, when I look on how you do it, it feels like it needs something to do, but you do it in such a way it feels like a line shape should be there. You mean with my pencils? Like my digital pencils? Dude, shoes are hard. Ooh, shoes. Okay. Okay, you don't know how to draw shoes. Okay. Alright. First query, we're gonna do hands. Second query, we're gonna do shoes. Alright. Third query, what? Shadows? Shading? Okay. Alright. Alright. So in our school I want or can afford. It's free. It's free for you. Alright. Let's start with hands. Let's start with hands today. By the way, how's everyone doing tonight? How y'all doing? What y'all been up to today? How's your day been? How's everybody? Alright, so hands, I'm gonna... Can I ask about snoots? Yeah, you heckin' can. Snoots. Snoots. Hey, what's up, Delta? How you doing? Slowly warming up to Crytek. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Can you do heads looking upwards and downwards? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, head angles. Alright. Let's start with the hands. Hang on. Alright, so the way I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go over 4 of these, and I'm gonna tackle 4 of these in one fell swoop. Alright? Because the way that you draw hands, the way that you draw shoes, the way that you draw snoots, and the way that you draw head angles, believe it or not, all of these are literally the same. Why? How could these be the same? How could it be the same that you draw hands the same as you draw head angles and snoots? How could it be the same, guys? Someone, come on, this is a classroom. You gotta raise your hand in the chat. How could they be the same? This is an interactive classroom. Harrison, how are you doing? Welcome to art school. How are you today? How's your day been? How's your weekend been, by the way? You're lovely. You know that you're lovely. How could they always be the same? I think I remember the last time you said this. Same moves with a pencil? Close. Close. The way that these are all the same is because the way to draw each of these is breaking... Well, I gotta lower my stabilizer so I can write. Breaking forms into easy shapes. Alright? What about foreshortening? You want to put that on the list too? We can cover that too. Foreshort ending. Okay, so when we have something that's a complicated form, we want to draw it, and we're not sure how to draw it. We think to ourselves, well, I want to draw, I don't know. Let me get a picture of hands, okay? I'm gonna get, hold on. Hands. Let me just Google search hands. And we're gonna look at someone's hands. We're gonna find... Let's see. Here's a good one. Okay. So say I want to draw these hands. And I'm like, damn, these look like some great hands. I really want to draw these hands. But how on earth am I going to draw these hands? Like, it's so confusing. There's so much stuff going on. Well, we're going to break it down to basic shapes, right? Hands are shapes we trick the eye into accepting as hands. Exactly. And I'm going to teach you guys a couple of tricks with illustration digital art that I think are key. All right. So number one key about digital art is that you're not actually drawing, unless you're going for a photorealistic style, which is super rad and super cool. Remember that you're creating the idea, the concept of what you're trying to draw. All right. So when I draw like a furry character and I draw like a snoot or a paw or whatever, I'm not actually drawing that thing, right? I'm not making that thing. I'm not forming it. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if my viewer looks at it and says, ah, that's a snoot, I see what that is. I know what it is. If they understand success, that's our goal, is so that we get our idea across to the viewers, right, as illustrators. So I want to draw these hands. Let's draw these hands. How do we start with these hands? We're gonna break them down to basic shapes. Okay. So I'm going to show you by drawing over top of these. A new layer on top. How we can break these down to basic shapes. All right. So this is a good way to learn, is to trace, to understand basic shapes. So the basic shape of the palm, like a nice little square like that. The thumb, we break these down in the quadrants, right? Trace over a few different hands to get an idea of how a hand is formed, right? Good, draw along. Good, I hope you guys are drawing along and taking notes. Yeah, definitely. Take use of this free art education that I'm giving you. Yeah, hey Alistair, how you doing? Exactly, yeah, the palm is a square, the fingers are rectangles together, they give hand, exactly. It's a pretty good pun, Bean. I almost spit out my kombucha. That's pretty good. So, I'm trying to get an understanding. So I'm breaking everything down into basic shapes, right? By the joints, by the fingies. Right? Tracing is gonna be your friend, so you understand how things are formed. Now, when we're ready to move on from tracing, okay, how do we freehand it? Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at it and we're gonna use those skills that we put across. So first thing I see is that square, right? I see the square of the palm. The second thing, you know, I see is the thumb. I'm breaking it down into shapes. And don't be worried to, like, you know, simplify. It's okay to simplify. There's nothing wrong with that. You can simplify, you know, you can change it up a little bit. Remember that when you draw an illustration, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to, your viewer has to look at it and go, oh, that is a hand. That is a foot. That is a snoot. You know what I mean? Then it's a success. You can simplify that, but get the idea across still. By the way, Alistair, how are you doing today? Dark Magic, how are you doing today? Dark Magic is also a very incredibly talented artist and illustrator, so maybe she can help you with some tips as well. If you want to add on to any tips and post in the chat, Dark, feel free to. Okay, so we break it down into shapes. Shape. Break it down. Same thing here. You can even do this. You can even do like lines to show the to show where everything goes, and then you can draw around the lines. You know, and then build on that. There's also different ways to draw it out. Exactly, yeah, you can start with a square, make skeleton lines, yeah, do circles. Yeah, solid form trick. You can do, there's a lot of different ways. There's no wrong way to do it. But I think that one thing that all these different methods have in common is the importance of learning from looking from references.
Watch exam tips $3.33.
Oh, thank you! Well, you didn't have to tip. That's so sweet of you, dear. Thank you for the tip. Thank you. Thank you, What? That's really nice of you. Thank you. I hope the hands tip helps you. So my advice would be, if you're learning how to draw hands and you're struggling, and you're freehanding, and if you're drawing like this, right? If you're starting out and you're drawing like this, you know, and you're like, oh man, like I don't know what I'm drawing, like I'm making really slow lines, like everything's confusing. You know what I mean? Stop that. Step one, go back to sketching. All right, use a sketch brush. Sketch. Light sketches. Wait, how do I spell sketches? There we go. Dyslexia. Number two, use references. Okay. And that means photos. That means photo references. We want to learn from the source for things like hands and snoots and feet and shoes and all those types of things, right? And then third step would be break down into shapes. Or it can be lines, whatever is easy for your brain to understand. Like, you're basically breaking down what you're seeing and you're putting it into a way that, yeah, whoa, hold on, the cops are coming for me, dude. What the hell? Streets of Rage. Dude, I don't want the cops coming for me. I gotta change this shit. No police! No police! No police! No thank you. So, by taking something complicated, we're breaking it down into more easy to understand and easy to digest pieces, right? Hands are the best way to show that. Majesty, what's up, Pokemon? And how are you doing today? Welcome! Oh my god, wait, I forgot to put my little art school banner at the top. We're doing art school today. If you have any questions or want me to demo anything, feel free to post it in the chat. I will be happy to go over stuff today for you. Free art education for all. Let's go. They're coming for my music usage. I don't want that. I don't want them coming for me. I don't want that. What's up, Rat King? How you doing? Welcome on in! Thank you so much for the follow. Likewise, if you have any questions or any things you want me to demo for you, feel free to ask in the chat. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on a second. Trying to find, there we go, my art school text. Okay, cool. Alright. Hands. Okay. Now, another important part of this, too, number 4, is practice. Alright? This means you gotta stop hiding your hands in the pockets or putting them behind the character. You gotta practice. You gotta practice with it. If you hide your hands behind the character, then you're never gonna get better because you gotta practice drawing the thing that's hard to draw. Let me demo it with something like shoes and stuff. Do you guys like kombucha? It's really good. This is where I realized that I'd be the most like weird, eccentric art teacher ever, I think. I'd be such a weird art teacher. I would like go in my classroom and I would like put on like weird Nintendo music in the background and just start like my lecture with like weird music. Like it's a stream. New arts take the cheat. I get it, but try those hands out. Exactly, exactly. Try those hands out. Yeah. Yeah, love me some kombucha. Yeah, see, because Bean, you know what's good. You know what's up. You know the finer things in life. You have good taste. Kombucha, you didn't sleep a whole night? It shouldn't. Well, I guess some of them are caffeinated. This one's not. Is it? Oh yeah, it does have black tea in it. Sweet. I need the caffeine anyway. So what else do we want to go over? Let's see. Shoes. Oh my god, shoes. All right, let's do the same thing with shoes. The first thing is the first step that I'm gonna take whenever I want to draw shoes is I'm gonna look up a reference. Okay. What boots you got? Oh, I got this Healthade brand because it was on BOGO. Healthade kombucha. It's pretty good. I like them. Yeah, they're pretty good. The berry lemonade flavor. I only buy them when they're on BOGO because that's what it is. All right, shoes. So I'm looking at these shoes and I'm like, wow, I really want to draw these shoes for my character. And it's really complicated and I don't know what I'm looking at. And hey, Afra's back! What's up, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to art school. How are you today? I'm answering art questions. If you have any digital art questions or any tips or anything you want me to demo, feel free to ask in the chat. So if I'm looking at this, I'm like, what is this? I'm so confused. Like, where does anything go? If you look at what the heck? If you look at a photo reference and you're instantly confused about how to interpret it into art, all that means is that you need more practice, training your eye as an artist. That's all it means. And how do you do that? It's by looking at your references and breaking them down into shapes to understand them. Yeah, perspective? Oh, yeah. We're definitely gonna demo perspective. You have your membership card? Well, then feel free to jump in with any tips. Yeah, for you to do digital art. Absolutely. Feel free to post any tips that you'd have for everyone. I don't know, I just searched shoes the first thing I got. So the first thing I'm gonna do with these shoes to practice is I'm going to trace over the shoe, right? So I'm gonna think about, okay, what are the shapes here? Well, like, you got this shape here, and I got this shape here. You got the little sock here, the leg, and there's another shape here, and then there's kind of a separate thing here. This is like the sole. I'm gonna try and break it down in a way that's easier for my brain to understand. You can see with even these basic shapes, it still looks like a shoe to our brains, right? And that's where it comes into play as illustrators. You just have to create the idea of what you're trying to draw. Just the idea, that's it. Exactly, understand how and why things work. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So doing this practice will help you over time improving, right? Don't be afraid to use photos and trace over them. If you're a digital artist and you have these, you know, you could easily just put a photo in and turn the opacity on, trace over it. Do that, do it a bunch. Try it out, do these exercises like a couple times every day, you know? Yeah, you can simplify it even more. Oh yeah, you can really simplify it, you know? You can like make it, you know, I don't know, like 2 shapes. You can use all kinds of different shapes. Exactly. Practice enough will become second nature. Precisely. So now I want to draw the shoe. So I'm going to follow the reference, you know. I'm going to be like, okay. This shape here. You know, this kind of goes up like that. I'm just seeing like what matches where. Like basically I'm looking at this and I'm trying to replicate it over here. You know what I mean? And I have a better idea about how to do that because I took the time to trace over the thing and figure out what shapes go where. Over time, you won't need to look at photo references for everything because you'll build up your visual library in your mind about, hey, if I need to draw, I don't know, a hand in this pose or a shoe in this position, then I know what I'm doing, right? Over time, you won't need that. But to start out, it definitely helps. Oh, Bean. My cat is so loud. Not you, Bean, not you, Bean. My cat, Bean. I told you my cat's name is Bean, right? Yeah, references. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and if you mean like other visual art references, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Photo references, you know, you can draw from photo references. Another thing I'd recommend doing is looking at your own shoes. You know what I mean? Look at your own shoes and see like how they look. You know, you can change it up how you want. I can make the soles bigger, you know what I mean? But I'm basically thinking about the planes and the forms of things. And this is why I say the way that the shoes are drawn, the way the hands are drawn, it's all like sort of similar because we're all kind of looking at, you know, life and references, and we're breaking everything down to forms. You're watching your hands closely. Good. You know, it's an exercise that I used to do a lot of time when I was younger. Is hi Razzle, how you doing? Hi Farah, nice to see you. Hello. Hey, what's up? Parsley, the rough Parsley, welcome on in. I love your name. Oh my god, and Noah, you were in here too. Hi Noah, if you're still here. I'm sorry I forgot to say hi to you. Oh my god, hold on. I'm missing people. I'm missing saying hi to people. I feel like a terrible host. Good Sunday to you, Noah. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to miss your message there. Sippy's here. Hi Sippy, hello. I'm terrible. My goodness. Ernest Emperor, hello. Welcome on in. You guys just yell at me. If I forget to say hi to you and you come in, just yell at me. I'm a terrible host. Yeah, exactly. Stylized art is just exaggerated realism. Exactly. That's why I always say, Gaffer's right. That's why I always say to people to start with what we see, start from photos, start from life, and then work around that, work from that, right? Because, you know, if I can draw a hand like this, then it's super easy to draw, like, you know, little paws, a paw hand, like that, you know? You see what I mean? Boom. Very, very easy now, because I understand how a hand from a photo reference looks. You know? So, practicing our drawing from life skills is going to help with all of these things. Hands, shoes, snoots, and head angles. Let's talk about snoots. Talk about snoots. Snoots! Snoots. Snoots and things. Yeah, I need to draw from life more too, yeah, I'll tell you that. I need to practice. Bringing it down like we're dancing, that's right. Exactly. Doing self-portraits and I have to draw shoes like the rainbow checkered band shoes. Look at your own shoes and then practice drawing them from different angles. Practice the shoes. Hi Parsley, welcome on in. That's what we used to do when I was in high school. A lot of the exercises for drawing were like, okay, draw your shoes. Draw your shoes over and over again. The reason they tell you to draw things over and over again is because practice builds Pattern and repetition. Hey, what's up, Moose? Nice to see you. How you doing? Hello. Welcome to art school. If you have any questions or want me to demo anything, feel free to ask. I'll add it to the list. Oh my gosh, sorry. My allergies are so bad. Oh my god, Bean. No. 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 So bad. I just sent this VOD to my partner. Oh yeah, please do. Please do. It should be up for like, I don't know how long Twitch keeps VODs. 30 days, 60 days, something like that. Pokemon Unite. What? Is that actually a skin for the Snorlax? That's so ridiculous. All right, Snoots. Okay. Once again, the base idea is, let's search up like a dog snoot. The base idea is we're going to, whoa, I just got a picture of a dog with 2 noses. That's really weird. That weirds me out, dude. Okay, the base idea is breaking it down to shapes. Snoots. And once again, when you're drawing something, you're drawing the idea of it. It doesn't necessarily need to look photorealistic. It can. You know, I'm looking at this. When I'm drawing something, I'm looking more at the reference when I'm drawing something from life, honestly, than what I'm drawing on the paper. That's another thing that I see people kind of do a lot when they first start drawing from reference, is like they're spending a lot of time looking at their own version of it on the paper, when really, I think sometimes you should be spending more time just looking over at the photo and just letting the art happen, right? Yeah, you can boop it. You can boop the snoot. You can absolutely boop the snoot. So, you know, you have like a snoot of dog. All right. And then how can I make this more cartoony? You can simplify it even more. This is how I draw snoots. 2 lines. Literally so easy. This is exactly how I do this. Boom, boom. It's a snoot. Do you see? I start from the photo. I understand how it works. And then I simplify it down to my style that I normally draw in. Snoot. Easy peasy. But you boop it. Yeah, boop snoot. Compare hand and snoot. Combine them. Let's see. A little hand here. Boop. Snoots. You know, another thing that I would pay attention to when you're drawing like different head angles. The snoots are like gigantic noses that stick out of the face. I would break it down into shapes. Like here, the snoot is going this way. And we'll lead into perspective with this one. All right, that's a snoot. Sideways. The sideways view here. Okay. A front view. I usually do this little circle and like line trick, and that kind of helps show where the center of the face is. Sorry, my big giant face is in the way. You don't have to do this, but I find it helpful. Forward-facing snoot. And then, you wanted like an upwards angle. Alright, so an upwards angle is definitely trickier. But you just want to break it down in like shapes and perspective, right? And if you're ever like concerned about it, okay, like upwards angle, that's tricky. I'm gonna find like a reference. What would I even search for to find a reference of like a dog looking up? Yeah, maybe like dog looking up. Dog looking up. Hey, Senrixian, hello, how are you? I was gifted a sub to this channel recently. Thank you, I love this. Very kind to help out with the tricks. Oh, right Of course. Thank you so much for joining us. I saw you followed earlier. Thank you so much for coming by. How are you doing today? Nice to meet you, friend. I'm Sky, by the way. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. So when in doubt, first thing I'm gonna do is a cute dog. I'm gonna find a reference. All right. What's up, Sailor Little Moon? Hello, how's the con? Hey, Maximus, how you doing? So I'm gonna find the reference. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to like kind of break down this reference, right? So the shapes here. We have the forward-facing part of the snoot, and then we have, you can see the under jaw area here. That's a separate shape. We have the jaw frame here. The head. This is the ear. Right? It's shapes. And see, when you break it down, like, look, that even looks like a dog looking up. Just with the shapes, you know? It's so nice to meet you too! Call me Sandry, everyone does. Your energy is adorable. Oh my god, thank you! Thank you so much, you're so sweet. Nice to meet you, Sandry. Thanks so much for dropping in, I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you have anything you have questions about art-wise, feel free to ask away in the chat. I'm just demoing and like, just going through everyone's questions and covering stuff, you know? Oh no, look at this dog! It looks just like Doopy! Hold on. Look at this one! That looks like Doopy is a puppy! Oh my god! That's so cute! Okay, so we break it down into shapes. And then we're gonna draw it. Hey JB! Thank you for the lurk! Thank you!
Live long and prosper.
My heart!
Juberic just resubscribed.
Let me make my
for
little model a
21
bit
months.
smaller. I'm kind of in the way.
Fox hypertactic side, Fox hypertactic side, Fox hypertactic
Thank
side,
you.
Alphonse 1 dumpy, Alphonse 1 dumpy, Alphonse 1 dumpy.
One dumpy. Yeah, I see that I'm kind of blocking it. Maybe I should go to this side. Let me go to this side. Let's do that. I'll just flip myself. There we go. I'll move the mushroom over here. A mushroom. Whoa! How did that happen? There we go. Okay, that's better. I know the chalky almond milk text is gonna be backwards. Whatever, dude. Okay, so the next thing is I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna follow the reference and the guide that I kind of set out for myself. This will go here. The mouth goes here. I'm kind of following the guide that I drew. And because I drew it before, I'm more easily able to understand where things go. And I'm sort of cartoonizing it a little bit, you know? Like that. So, the real clutch key is starting from that photo reference, thinking about where things go, how they fit. Before we get into the whole stylizing and thing, we want to understand the shapes and the forms that make up what we're trying to draw, right? And I think the key is, for whoever asked about this angle, is like this, to show the bottom of the chin. Hey, thank you, Punch, for the biddies! Thank you! I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Here, I'll go to this side so that I'm not like, I'm backwards chalky milk. Thank you so much for the biddies! This is like a little shaded area. This kind of shows, like, okay, this is the chin, right? This is the kind of underneath of the jaw. Exactly. Yeah, out of these basic shapes. Exactly, get the basic shapes, the bone structure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bone structure is pretty much the same if people are having trouble with the head or with the jaw or things to place. Yeah, bone structure. Hey, Thorn, what's up? Yeah, we're doing Stanky art lessons. Do you have any questions? Or also, because you're like more skilled than I am, do you ever want to, if you want to give some advice or tips for people in the chat, feel free to. You're like better at this than I am, dude. You know, and then now I can go, okay, I want to give him like a mohawk. You know what I mean? Or like, I want to make him more cartoony. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you can do these things. Oh, looks like he's missing an eye. That's weird. There you go. Shapes. Planes. What do I mean by planes, guys, in chat? I have a mustache. I could have a mustache. What do I mean by planes? And someone, I'm calling on the class to answer a question. If it's in our class, I'm gonna treat it like one. What do I mean by planes? The flying things. Wrong! Wrong! Johnny! How's it going, dude? Nice to see you! Johnny, thank you again. I meant to message you. I'm sorry I forgot to. Thank you again for the donuts for the doggos. I got them some shoes. Thank you so much. Thank you. What do I mean by planes? Planes, what are planes? Yes, okay, so the sides of viewing things. These are planes. So basically, yes, the plane is a flat surface. Yes, perspective. Exactly. So let's break it down. Yeah, each area viewing, exactly. Let's break it down into like think about 3D modeling. Whenever we're drawing something, even if it's in 2D, we still want to have a very good understanding of it in 3D, right? So we want to understand planes. Hold on, let me like, I'm gonna like keep these pages so I can save and send them to you guys. I want to cover this because this is important. Everyone wants to know, oh, how do I draw furries? How do I draw snoots? How do I draw all this stuff? Hey, what's up, Katsuna? How are you doing? Perspective? Yeah, we can do perspective. That's a perfect segue from planes. All right. Planes. So I want to think about, yeah, 3D environments. Exactly. Even though you're drawing something in 2D, look at this cute picture of this puppy that looks just like Doopy. Not Doopy, but it looks just like him. I guess that's what he is. He's like a Staffordshire Terrier. I want to have an understanding. In order to have a basic understanding of a 3D form, I think about how do I describe this with my brain? In Blender, in 3D modeling, there are your vertices, there are like lines, and there are planes, right? Everything is sort of made up of these shapes of like boxes, okay? So when I look at the nose here, this is like a plane. When I look at the face here, this forward-facing area, this is like one plane, right? And we have this. Like, I'm gonna break this down in a way that I can demonstrate planes for y'all. So, let's see. Plane. Plane. And then the sides right here. This. Another plane. Basically, they're the side-facing flat surfaces. Yes, vertex, edge, and faces. Yes, faces. That's what I'm... Yes. Faces. Faces. Planes, 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 and bane. So, whoa. So the reason that I'm breaking this down for you guys is because when you understand... Actually, this one should be like... Just to show you these, I'm trying to make them all look like color coordinated. When you have an understanding of these basic forms and shapes and so on and so forth, drawing becomes a lot easier because we understand how things work in a three-dimensional sense, and we're more easily able to translate what we see into a 2D plane, into a 2D world. Remember, when you draw, it's the idea, it's the... Oh my god, this puppy's so cute, I'm gonna scream. You are creating the concept, the idea of what you're trying to show. If you look at this picture, what I'm drawing right now, this is not a puppy. It's an Ipan puppy, all right? This is not a puppy. I'm not drawing a puppy. I'm just drawing lines. What I'm drawing is an illusion. Becoming a master of illusions by being an artist, all right? But you look at it and you think it's a puppy. Why? Because I have created the illusion of a puppy. Right? I've created the illusion of a puppy on the canvas. Exactly, just reality bending powers. This really isn't. What this is lines and colors. This is not a puppy. We're making you think it's a puppy. We're messing with your brain.
2 white tigers and we're at Siegfried
Let's
and
talk
Roy.
about perspective. Alright? It's dark magic. It is! Yeah, it is! I know, isn't that puppy cute? It looks just like our foster dog, but as a puppy. What is this, a Staffordshire Terrier? I bet he is that. Oh, American Staffordshire Terrier? Oh my god, that's definitely what he is. Yeah. That's him for sure. Blue American Staffordshire Terrier. I'd be that. Just straight up. Yeah, Staffy. Our foster dog looks just like that. He's not that young though. He's like a year. What's up, Parsley? How you doing with one in? Yeah, our brains fill in the blanks. Exactly. Exactly. So, Kitsuna, how are you doing by the way? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Nice to see you. Doing alright? Here? Good. Nervous but in a good way. Oh, nervous but in a good way? Oh. And hi, Misty. Nice to see you. Yeah, planes those things from geometry. Exactly. Yeah. Planes, like if you think about the surface topology and object. Yes, 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 yes. Sandry got it. Yes. Compared to like a wireframe with 3/4 slide. Yes, yes. Surface topology of an object. You explained it very well. Very, very nice. Good. Gold star. 10 points. 10 points. So we want to talk about perspective, right? I know someone talk about foreshortening, so let's talk about foreshortening. Foreshortening is a doozy. Alright. Oh, this brush looks like crap for writing. Foreshortening. So, and you haven't let 7 years as a pro animator will teach you. Oh my god, that's awesome! Hell yeah! What about you? What about me? I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I need a typing raccoon avatar. Well, I am going to have one soon. I'm gonna have not just that, but I'm gonna have a lot more when we get into 3 dimension. I'm gonna be in 3D pretty soon. And that's gonna be awesome. I'm really, really excited about it. Hey, Final, nice to see you. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Welcome to art school. Welcome, welcome. So yes, foreshortening is something that's very reliant on the perspective of the view. You know what? I'm actually gonna make a whole new page for this. So, let's say an example. This is what we want to cover, right? We did hands, shoes, snoots, head angles. Shading and lighting we want to cover too, but let's do foreshortening. Or if you can't read my handwriting. Help online with? Yes! Oh my god, yes, that's a really good one. Absolutely, let me write that down. Absolutely. We'll do that one next after foreshortening, I think. Because foreshortening, I can show you how you can use line width to emphasize foreshortening. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm drawing a character, alright? This is my character. It looks okay. But so what I'm doing is I want to make a pose where the character is a peace sign. And he's standing. Oh, this is alright, but it's kind of boring, you know what I mean? Because the character's literally just standing and basically the whole character is the full length of view. Almost like we're looking directly here. I'm not trying to put target on like we're gonna shoot him, but this is like we're looking at him like we're standing at head level with this character, right? So we're seeing the full body. It's okay, but we can make it more engaging, right? Orthographic perspective. Yeah, you're right. That's orthographic perspective. We can make it more engaging by changing the perspective. Now, let's say we want to do... Yeah, you're shooting him with the camera in mind. With the camera in mind, you are, exactly. This is the camera in mind. Now, we could change it a few ways, right? We could take... I'm gonna show like a little 3D arrow to demo this here. All right. The body's gonna go down like that. The head will go here. Basically, I'm taking the body and I'm shifting the perspective, so it's almost like we're looking at the character from the top down, almost like the character's really short. Okay, that's what this is here. Right? So this is sort of like, oh, we're a lot taller than the character here. Now we're looking and his head looks bigger because we're sort of looking at him from a an up-down sort of angle. I forget what the exact thing is for this, but almost like if you guys have messed with Blender and you have your little number pad, you know how Blender has 1, 2, 3, whatever, and you can change the orthographic perspective or the user perspective based on that. Yeah, bird's eye possibly. I think that could be what it's called, yeah. This is what we're doing with our brains. Yeah, in technical terms, orthographic, yeah, perspective views. Yeah, exactly. So, that's one way, right? And how do I start drawing this? I start with maybe like a cone. Okay, let's break it down to something more simple, because the cat figure is simple, but it's a little too complicated. Let's rewind. Okay. We're gonna work with this shape. A cone. Think of it as like an ice cream tub. All right. Now, this ice cream tub, we're gonna move this down. Okay. Do you guys hear Doopy snoring? He is snoozing so loud. Funny. I heard Blender so I think Axis. Oh no, yeah. See, I want to learn Blender really bad. That's how everyone sees you. Are you short? I'm short. I'm 5'1" IRL. Short. So this view for that little cylinder would almost look directly, if we look directly at it, it would just look like a rectangle. Now, if we want to look down up at the cylinder, we start by making it little lines like a V almost, like that. We're emphasizing the top being larger, okay? And the bottom being smaller, all right? If you want to make it more dramatic, you know, you could take these lines and spread them out even more and make it look like that. That's an even more dramatic sort of perspective, right? The more you go and you look at the top of something, the more the bottom is going to be shorter. The body length is going to be shorter. That is what we call foreshortening. Now, how to like demo this to show it to you? I think the best way to do this is look around your room right now, everyone in the chat who's interested in learning foreshortening and perspective. Do you have like a bottle or like a glass at your desk? If you do, take the bottle, hold it in your hand, hold it arm's length away from you and look at it. Directly level to your head. All right? A candle, that works. So hold it away from your head. All right? Now, take it and tilt it so the top of the candle or the bottle or whatever is pointed at you. All right? Now you only see the top of it, right? Now take it so you turn it a little bit so the top is a little bit away from you. You can still see some of the body of the glass or the bottle or whatever, but it looks different. How does it look different? Right? And how will we draw that? How will we depict that? Maybe I should turn my camera on for this. It's like a visual thing. Yeah, it helps showing the form and drawing through the shape. Yeah, exactly. So basically, imagine when you're drawing, you are taking control of a virtual camera, a digital camera, right? You're the camera in the video game, and you're floating over. Like first we're viewing this at direct on, and now we're viewing it sort of from the above, and now we're really viewing it from sort of above. You know what I mean? We're sort of moving around the object, viewing it from different angles, right? Once again, we're breaking down and understanding how something would move and shift in 3D. You know? Yeah, drawing what the bottom of that cylinder looks like even though you can't see it. Yeah, exactly, like this right here. Exactly. That's why the cylinder, I think, is a good shape to practice this with, because it helps. Does anyone have any questions about foreshortening? Because I feel like I don't know if I'm as confident in explaining this as clearly to y'all as I did with the other stuff. Let's do another example for shortening. Character has his hands in a peace sign, like a V for victory sign, right? So, you got the character, and he's got, you know, his body, pretty direct, whatever. He's holding his hands on a peace sign. Okay. Now, if we hold that hand really close to the viewpoints, the hand becomes larger and more exaggerated. The head becomes smaller in the back to sort of show. See, the character is really holding the peace sign right next to the camera here. Right? And now it's way more exaggerated, kind of like an anime how they do this effect. You know what I mean? Some people draw arms and legs where one is out. One is in front of the other and then forget to draw the limb all the way back though. Instead they'll just draw past, which can make it look wonky. Wait, we'll draw arms and legs where one is in front of the other and then forget to draw the back limb. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. We're like basically drawing it through at first the sketch layer helps you visualize it, so it helps you place it better. Yeah. So now the cat is like sticking the hand similar to the... Now if I were to draw this, if I were to show you guys this as the form of a cylinder, right? It would look like this. That's the perspective of this cylinder. Okay. Oh yeah, flipping your canvas and drawing. I do it all the time. Maybe I should turn my camera on to like demonstrate this kind of stuff. The Gary LB piece of the community art show I had showed for shortening. Let's grab it. I'm looking at my jammies. I don't really feel like being on camera right now. And the room's like dark. It's nice and dark. I don't really want to put light on. Let's see, community art showcase. By the way, this community art showcase's theme is to try something in a new style. Oh yeah, pressing up on the surface. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That did have that. Yes. And if the hands were up even further in front, then they would be even larger. Just, you know how when they say in the car, you know, in the car mirror, it says like objects are closer than when they appear. When something is closer to your viewpoint, it gets bigger. Okay? That's an important, just kind of like general lesson. Objects closer to view get bigger. You have problems drawing in general, so usually I give up. Well, what are your problems? Like, do you mean like focus-wise, or do you mean like, do you feel like you're frustrated with it? It's okay to feel frustrated with it. Drawing is very hard to pick up. It's a difficult thing to learn. Harrison asked about line width. So you're frustrated mostly. So I think sometimes a lot of the frustration when we draw something comes from like we want something to turn out a certain way that we have in mind in our head, right? And whenever we don't have necessarily the skill yet to depict that, it can be frustrating because the thing doesn't always turn out the way that we want it to turn out, right? You know? So I would give a few bits of advice for that. My first bit of advice for that would be one, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but like, relinquish all control that you have over your art. Stop wanting it to be a certain way and just immerse yourself in the learning process, in trying and giving it a go and trying different things, rather than being caught up on the end goal, right? Because if I go into it and I'm like, man, I really want to draw, I don't know, exactly what I have in my mind. And if I don't draw, like, I don't know, if I don't draw this, like, little Pipple, like, exactly how it looks, it's crap, and I'm pissed, and I get frustrated. Obviously, the result is going to be frustration. You know what I mean? Because I can't draw exactly like this. Nobody can, really. You know, we're still drawing the idea of it, right? But when we set ourselves up with the expectation of, I want this to be perfect, and then I end up with this thing on the left, yeah, it's gonna be frustrating. However, what I would recommend is immersing yourself in the process of art creation as a whole, because I think that's where the real joy from it comes, and the real therapeutic qualities from it come, is the process of learning and understanding how to view your world as an artist and break things down and replicate that, right, in a two-dimensional world. Hey Ian, what's up, my bees? How's it going? Nice to see you. And Kirby, if I learn something or if I can figure about, if I learn something or can figure, whoa, hold on. Or can figure out what about doesn't quite look right. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm content. Good. Sorry, for some reason I was not processing your sentence. Hey, what's up? Nightmare Kyushi, how you doing? Welcome on in. Hello. Hi, Warwick, how are you? We covered a few of these things so far. All right. But seriously, relinquish the desire to control the outcome. Relinquish the need to have something be a certain way. That's what I would highly recommend. Get used to the process, and you may discover surprising and fun things about your own artistic direction and journey that you might not have known if you pigeonhole yourself and force yourself to want to draw things a certain way. Hey Jen, what's up? My father is a mechanical draftsman. I know he's a few bucks on MC Escher. Yeah, Escher is wild. Yeah, some wild stuff perspective in those books. Yeah, MC Escher's work is amazing. That's classic. For 2 days in a row, I slept for 18 hours. Are you okay? That's a lot of sleeping. Let us talk about these are sort of quick lessons. Let's talk about line width. All right. Are you here, Harrison? We're gonna talk about line width. Bigger body types. I really want to get better. Yeah, we can go over that. Yeah. Varying body types. That's gonna be more advanced. We'll cover it. I know that when I first started drawing forms and stuff too, I also drew everything super skinny. And then I only got into different body types later. But let's talk about line width. Let's talk about line width right now. So, whoops. This here, line width, this right here, this is why it is very important to draw either on a program that has pressure sensitivity or traditionally. And you can take this technique and you can apply it both traditionally and that, but if you're drawing on your phone and you're drawing with your fingies on your phone, finger painting with your phone, please, I implore you, just grab like a $25 tablet off Amazon. They're really cheap and they have really good pressure sensitivity, and it's a really, really cheap and easy way to get digital art. Or go to a dollar store or Walmart, pick yourself up a $2 sketchbook and a pencil and a pen. Boom. All right, that's all. Because you're gonna learn way more, I think, whenever you have the ability to have pressure sensitivity and mess with line width than you might otherwise know. So poses are hard for you to draw. Like, what kind of poses in particular? We can add this. Poses. So, no problem. Take care, Dark Magic. Take care. Thank you for popping in. So, line width. I'm going to show you guys my little brush layout for this here. So this is my brush thing. I have it set to 15 now. My stabilizer is set to 1. All right. Now, a lot of times when I see people starting out with digital art, I see this. I see lines like this. Why? There's a few reasons why lines are like this. Number one, the lines are like this because the movements are slow. Movement's slow. Not confident. Wrong stabilizer setting for you. I say for you because there really is no wrong stabilizer setting. But if you find your lines are looking like this, then it might be time to think about one, your drawing speed. Two, like I mean physically the speed at which you're making lines, like with your arm, and how you're making those lines. Two, the stabilizer setting and how you can use the stabilizer, the tools in your digital art program to help you. Okay. So my stabilizer set to 0, but I'm still able to get stable, fast lines. How? Why am I able to do this when I have no stabilizer? There's literally no stabilizer right now for this. This is no stabilizer. The reason, what is stabilizer? So stabilizer, let me give you a little view here. Stabilizer is in art programs like Clip Studio, Paint Tool Style, all that good stuff. Poses are confusing. Yeah, we can do some poses. What we're going to talk about when we get into poses is we're going to talk about gesture sketches. Not gestures as in court gestures, but gestures as in, hold on, that's literally the wrong display. Okay. See this up here? This is the stabilizer. You can set it to 0. This is 0. And you can set it all the way to S7. That's the difference. See, it's a lot more uniform. However, it really severely limits my ability to exaggerate and control my lines. Because it requires me to be a lot more slow and intentional with my hand gestures. Now, what I mean stabilizer, what stabilizer setting is right for you? The reason I say for you is because some people like to draw very slow, intentional, like they draw very, very, very slowly and intentionally, and that's fine. Some people like me, I draw very quickly. You know, I draw lines pretty quickly here. And for me, because I draw quick, fast lines, a lower stabilizer is better for me. If you're drawing very, very slowly, if you're drawing lines like this, and you like to take your time and really fill out the lines, then you would benefit from a higher stabilizer. Ways you can improve your line consistency without a stabilizer is by using your entire wrist, your entire arm, your entire forearm from your elbow down to your wrist to draw. Right, so to show you, say this is my hand. This is the tablet, whatever, dude. Alright. Use fire arm for movement. You want to draw from your arm, the whole arm here. So this entire arm should be moving when you're drawing. Alright, the whole arm. This is like a crappy drawing, but whatever, you get the idea. The whole arm, not just the wrist, not just the fingers. The reason for this is that whenever you draw from your whole arm, you're gonna have a lot more of a stable, lines. And you're gonna be able to draw faster, which improves the stability and consistency of your line work. Now, where does this come into play with line thickness variability? Right, well, how does that come into play? So the reason that comes into play is because the better control you have over your lines, the better control you have over your lines, the more you are going to be able to mess with the thickness and thinness of lines to emphasize certain areas on an art piece. So, going back to this guy, right here, okay? Say I wanted to line this guy, right? Now, I could make every line the same, like this. However, we could make it a little bit more engaging. We could really make this hand in the front pop out by making the lines in the front a bit thicker. Because the hand in the front is closer to us. It pushes it forward to have thicker lines, right? Lines are thinner the further away they are. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Now, this doesn't always have to be a rule, but varying your lines can help emphasize certain areas of the art piece that are closer to the viewer. Alamaria, how are you doing? Welcome on in, welcome to art school. You have any questions? I can go over them in chat. Another thing that you can consider is having thinner lines on the detail areas of the face and a slightly thicker outline if you want a more graphic design or like a comic book look, not like necessarily graphic design. Like a comic book style look, you know? Like, there you go. So, where would we emphasize thick lines? Like, obviously something that's closer to the viewer. Let me maybe get some examples out. Let me open up some art examples that I might have for you guys. What's up, Hedgehog? Welcome on in. How are you? I'm demoing some art techniques. Do you have any questions or want me to demo anything? Let's see if I have any, like, line variability here. Okay, so I do. Okay, so I did this piece pretty recently. This is like a commission. So, you can see the lines are pretty kind of consistent. However, we have a few things. So like right here in the mouth, you see how the lines get thinner toward the edges to kind of taper off? And then right here, this area is like a little bit thicker. I mean, that's a stylistic choice. You know, to create that kind of shape, basically there. I have some thicker lines that lead into like a big thick area of shading here to kind of show the under the chin and separate the face from the neck. You have thicker lines where you want there to be like weight, basically, right? So visual weight is what I mean. Sometimes literal weight, but visual weight. Like right here, the edge of this, the edge of the shirt, and how the line is so thick it sort of blends into the shading area, right? Like that's like a stylistic choice to show that the shirt is separate from the body underneath. This area on the outside, the outline being slightly thicker over here. Another good example might be like right here, how we have some like thicker outlines here on the outside and the inside lines sort of taper off, you know? Thicker lines emphasize visual weight, right? Back to lurking and learning. Oh, well, thank you for the learnings. Thank you. I hope the lessons are helpful. That's gotta be like a better example than I got for you guys. Hang on. Let's see. Exactly. It can be extra shadow. It doesn't have to be. There's no right or wrong, but it's sort of like thinking about what do thicker lines bring to the table? What do they do? What's the purpose of them? Here, this Priz icon, right? So here I'm using a combination of kind of like, okay, what lines are colored and what lines are black, and also what lines are thick and what lines are thin. So the lines on the outside of the character, pretty consistently thick. I like thick lines. The lines right here, sort of tapering off into a shape, sort of thinner to show more detail there. The lines around the hair here, these are thick, and I left these black to sort of separate the hair from the face visually, right? Thank you for the sip break. Thank you. Thick, thin lines, changing line variability. I think it's something that's really important to play with whenever you're doing art. My kombucha's gone. It gone, no. My kombucha gone, no. Sad. Kombucha. Gotcha. There's gotta be like a better example here. It's like less subtle. How about this one? Yeah, this one I'm definitely playing with line weights. So you can see, like, I'm making thicker lines here where the hand connects, you know? I'm also using this, like, kind of outline color to emphasize, like, certain parts that are pushed forward, to sort of separate things visually. But the thinner lines are on the inside. The thinner lines are used to show, like, more detail. The thicker lines are on the outside. Like, these are a little bit thinner, these, like, little bunny wrap things. The thicker lines show the outline, the outside of the character, right? So let's think about, like, where is the visual weight of the piece? Where do you want the visual weight to be? And how can you use thick lines to separate areas of the art? Thickness, line width. And how we do it. And the reason why it's interesting, and this is a good exercise to practice, I think, is just practicing drawing some lines like this. Don't change the brush size in your program. Blah, I can't talk. Don't change the brush size. Set it to the same consistent brush size and draw lines like this and have them get consistently smaller. Okay, and then consistently larger or thicker by applying your pen pressure to your tablet. All right. Now, if you want to do this traditionally, pick up a brush pen. Brush tip. Do it on paper. Brush tip pen. You want to have a brush tip pen because you want to have, it looks like that. This is what it looks like. Because this is how you can get that change of line thickness. You pick it up at any art store or probably like a Walmart has it too. They're pretty cheap. But this is a good exercise to practice your line thickness and thinness and consistency. If you're working digitally, find a stabilizer that works for you. I would recommend using your whole arm and using a large surface. Use IBIS, it sucks but free. Do you have a tablet? Do you have pressure sensitivity on your tablet? Use entire arm for movement. Yeah, it allows you to vary at line width, yes. Practice. Drawing speed. And consistency. With lines. It's important too. Lazy Nizumi for stabilizing, it's great. What is Lazy Nizumi? I think I've heard of that before. And everyone's different. A lot of people really like a high stabilizer, right? I use it for Photoshop, I think it's real multiple platforms. Oh, they don't have built-in stabilization. Oh yeah, Photoshop doesn't have built-in stabilization, yeah. And like, you don't necessarily need a stabilizer, but it's great for a lot of things. If you have shaky hands, a lot of people who have like, you know, hand movement shakes and they have a hard time controlling small hand movements. It's really helpful for that. Rylan, thank you! Thank you so much. Oh my god! Much love! Thank you! Thank you for the loans! Thank you so much for the 5 months, Ray! Thank you, thank you! How are you doing today? So yeah, stabilizer, like, see, you know, test out.
It's tail time!
Different. See, now I have to turn to 0 to be able to write. What's up? Trippy Hippie Sunflowers, welcome on in! Thank you so much for the follow! How are you doing today? If you have any art questions, my friend, feel free to ask. I'm answering any art questions and kind of demoing whatever people want me to cover. Feel free to ask. Test out different stabilizers. Settings. See what works for you. If you are fast hand/arm movements.
Adequately PogChamp behavior
Less
detected.
stabilizer.
Distributing chalky milk.
If you are slow, methodical, more stabilizer. This is just like a general guideline. It's not like an end-all, but general guideline for stabilizers if you're looking on what to go off. It's a general thing. Now, if you're on traditional paper, what I would recommend, if on regular paper, you do mandala painting and dot painting. Whoa, really? That sounds amazing! Trippy, oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. That is so cool. Oh my goodness. My stabilizer is set to 1 because I do digital paintings. 40 is the highest on Metabang Paint Pro. Yeah. And I'm the same, Shan. Like, I usually set mine pretty low. Seems like a practice would be a must to develop the muscle control. Yeah, practice definitely is must. And that's why I really do recommend using the whole arm. It's really important because you want to build up that entire arm movement. It really does help. Because stabilizers are great, but like if you use them, I definitely think there's an argument to use a lower stabilizer because it helps you draw faster ultimately. That's my argument for it, right? That's why I push to learn to work fast in that way, because fast equals money if you're a commission artist. So, however, the case for a higher stabilizer would come for things like, you know, especially for like logo design, vector work, that type of stuff that requires extreme precision, you know what I mean? Or if you're doing extremely thin, super clear lines, that is also another place where a higher stabilizer really comes into play very well. By poses, I mean like animals. Yeah, we can do poses next. Let's do that. Hey, Heavy Bond, nice to see you. How you doing? Yeah, I use a lower stabilizer when I'm painting as well, Shannon. Here's a good example of foreshortening line thickness and perspective pose. Whip this up by now. Oh, let's see. Oh my god. Okay, this is awesome. Here's one by Thorn. Oh wait, and before I go on to that, I want to say if you're a traditional on paper, get a large size sketch pad. Do not get you can get a little one to carry with you, but I'm serious, get like a 9x12 or bigger sketch pad, because that will once again help your muscle practice and your muscle memory moving your whole arm. Get a large sketch pad. Get a brush pen, like that. Looks like that. Okay. Practice lines on that. Practice, big, fast, deliberate. Is spelled deliberate right? I don't know. Movements. Okay. My advice for our traditional friends. Okay, line width. Practice. Whole arm muscle and memory, Taiko no Tatsujin. I guess that's true. That's true. So this is a good example of, this is about my Thornstar, who's amazing. This is like foreshortening and line width. Okay. Line thickness. So you can see here, the character has like a gun. The gun is big because the arm is closer to the viewer. All right, this leg is closer to the viewer. And you can actually see here, this is a great example. So you see like right here, he made these lines thicker to emphasize, 1, that the leg is closer, 2, to emphasize the action and movement, and 3, to emphasize where your eyes should be looking throughout the thing. Like the eyes are not really drawn to this because the lines are so much thinner and it's kind of in the background, it's smaller and it's pushed away. You can really clearly see how this one foot is in the foreground, the lines are thicker, it's really looks like it's kicking ya. These lines are thinner where the foot's in the background. It's not as emphasized, it's not as detailed. It doesn't need to be as detailed because you're looking at this badass foot right here because these lines are thick with 2 C's, right? This is a great example of line thickness use. This is by Thornstar. Wow, I'm so sometimes writing, guys, I'm sorry. My dyslexia shows. I have a phone with a stylus. Okay, I don't draw often, but it's good Because I have touch sensitivity to hover abilities. That's good. I have a really good program called IBIS Paint, which has layers, brushes, and tools. That's awesome. Also, hi! Grub, it's nice to see you back. How have you been? I hope your new year went well. Been playing around with Jazz's brushes on both Photoshop and Clip Studio Paint. Maybe I need to customize a brush for Adobe Illustrator. Ooh, that sounds cool. I've heard good things about that brush set. No problem. Go enjoy your foods, Thorn. Go enjoy your foods. So Majesty asked about poses for like animals. And so once again, I will go back. How high stabilizer? How can my stabilizer be high as a 3-story building? It can be if you want it to be. It can be. So go back over here and talk about poses. All right. Poses. Now, Majesty, you were asking about animals. I'm sure other people are asking about body types and humans and all this crap. Now, where I'm going to begin with poses is once again the exact same place we began with the hands. We're going once again right back here. 1, you work in light, fast sketches. You want to start doing gesture drawing. This is really important to practice and refine your skill. 2, you're using photo references. It's really important to use photo references. As much as we want to only look at cartoons, we need to work from the source to understand how to interpret the world around us into a 2-dimensional plane. 3, we're breaking down into shapes, lines, or other easy to understand kind of bite-sized pieces that break down a complicated form for us. And 4, we're practicing a shit ton. So in the same way that I did these hands here, that I'm looking at the photo reference, I'm breaking it down the shapes, I'm recreating it, you know, I'm simplifying it. Same way I did that with the shoe, okay? We're gonna do the same thing with, I don't know, let's find like a picture of a puppy or something. I don't know, does someone want to post a picture in the chat and I'll try and reference that? Does someone want to find one, maybe? Find a picture of like Doopy or something. Where's the Doopy dog? Hey Bass, what's up? How you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome. How are you today? Nice to meet you. I'm covering some basic kind of art stuff. If you have any questions, here. This is a perfect one. Okay. It's Doopy. All right. Here's this picture of my foster dog, Doopy. Okay. Let me get rid of all this extra crap around him. We want to draw Doopy. Look at him. Look at this sweet. Look at this sweet boy. He says, "Please adopt me! Please! Please adopt me! Somebody in the chat! Come and adopt me! Please! I'm a good boy!" It's the Dooper. Look at how he sits. He's such a dummy. I love him. Brett, what's up? How you doing? How's your day today, dude? It's your day off, right? How you doing? It looks like your old dog, yeah? Oh, the cat is actually a really good example too. We'll do both. The kitten's a really good example. Actually, we'll do the cat first because the cat is like a very easy one. So let's do the cat first, okay? All right. So, cat, first stage. I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna write it out in a way that you guys can keep use this. I'll post all these little worksheets on Discord in the art den for you guys. So step 1 is like, you know, we're gonna observe. Look at. Look. We're gonna look at the reference. That's obviously the first step you're gonna do, which sounds like an obvious step, but it still helps us really, I mean, look at it critically. Like, what are the differences? Like, what is the space between the paws here? You know, how does this shape, you know, interact with this shape here? These are the things that you need to start doing as an artist. Like, how do the shapes look as we go through? You know what I mean? Like, we're observing the shapes, the movement, the negative space around the cat, which is the space of the white around the cat. All right. Now 2. Break down into shapes, slash, you know, easy to understand forms. Okay? And now for the second stage, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you by tracing over it before I draw a new one, okay? Bretson! Bretta-chan! Bretta-chan! Hey, what are you doing today, Brett-chan? Brett-chan. Burrito-chan. Lightpaw, by the way, how are you? How are you doing? So. And this one's pretty round, so I'm gonna use circles this time. Alright? Got that fat kitten belly. This is where this leg comes through here. You know, I'm not afraid when I'm tracing to understand how things work to draw where the shape would fall behind the body. Alright. Now you can see I have the basic shapes down that I traced over. I traced over so I understand, right? It's okay to trace over to understand, to learn. Alright? And so the next step, you know, you have these shapes kind of over the thing there. First cat animation I did with the first animation, I used shapes like this. Exactly! And it's really helpful. I'm awake and we start trying to get my Sonic fan art soon. And I know I'm in a real big gulf, but I have so much to learn about how to art. Oh my god, if you have any questions, Lightpaw, you have any questions at all, you want me to cover a particular subject, something that's bamboozling you, feel free to ask in the chat. That's what I'm here for right now. This is the art school zone. Alright, the next step is I'm gonna give it a whirl freehand. Alright? So I'm gonna look back up at the reference. And now, what I'm doing right now is called... Whoops. What I'm doing right now is called a gesture drawing. Which, to understand how to do poses, I want to explain gesture drawings because I think gesture sketches... I tell you guys all the time to do gesture sketches. Everyone's like, Sky, how do I get better at art? I'm tired of it. I want to be better at art. I tell everyone all the time, do gesture sketches. Work from reference. So when I'm doing this little sketch, what I'm looking at is from the photo reference, I'm comparing where things go in relation to each other. Where things go and where they lay in relation to each other, right? So like right here, I already see that I made a mistake because this is too high. This one's not high enough. So like this needs to be up a little bit like that. This needs to be down because this foot and this hand are on this foot and this forepaw on the same level, right? Quick gesture sketches. Oh no, what was that posted? I didn't even see it. Thanks for reminding me to showing how to do shapes. I need to learn to focus more on shapes and planes, and then proportion, perspective, so on. Yeah, exactly. When you break it down into easy steps like this, it makes it a lot more easy to understand. And then 3 quick gesture sketches. Focus on shapes. Relation of space. Okay. Or should I say relative space, whatever. Basically what I mean is like how things lay in relation to the other things in the thing. And movement. Okay. Quick gesture sketches. What's a gesture sketch? This is a great exercise. All right, hold on. Gesture. I'm gonna make a whole new color for this. Gesture drawing, gesture sketches. If you want to improve in your posing, gesture sketches are exercises that you should do daily. I say that, but I don't do them daily because I suck. But they're really great. Hey, so Sammy, how you doing? How you doing today? What's up? All right. So gesture sketches are, you know, fast sketches, timed. You know, maybe you do 30 seconds to 10 minutes. Okay? So, yeah, do them often or frequently, exactly. So if you take 20 minutes out of your day for art improvement, 20 minutes per day. This is how we're gonna break that down. Let's see. So we're gonna do basically we're gonna do 30 seconds. We're gonna do 4 times 30-second sketches. We're gonna do 2 times 1 minute. Actually, no. 4 times 1 minute. This is the exercise. This is the workout regimen Chadrack is giving you for your drawing. Okay. How is that? That's 1, 2 minutes. 4. That's a 6 minutes so far, right? Alright, take this down to 3 so it's even. So it's 5 minutes. Okay. Alright, and then we're gonna do 2 5-minute sketches. I know, look at that leggy. Look at that. Look at leggy. Right, you gotta call me Doopy, dude. You would love him. You would literally love this dog, dude. Okay, so that's 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 15 minutes. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1 10-minute sketch. This is over 20 minutes, I know, but just bear with me, okay? So that's 10, 15, 20, 20, 25, 30. Wait, shit. I'm so bad at math. I'm bored. Jordan streaming and knowledge, amazing. Yeah, you're gonna get swollen art from this. How you doing? Welcome on Install, Gremlin. What the heck? Jen, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Mr. Dragon Lords. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. And Star Buffalo, thank you. This is my foster dog, Doopy. Doopy. And he's a very good boy. And you can actually adopt him. He's adoptable. It's a crown, because he's a king. Welcome on in, y'all. Hi, I'm Sky. Nice to meet y'all. I'm giving you guys that art workout regimen here. Okay, hold on. Just that's 2 minutes. 3, 4, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 25. All right, so it's 25 minutes a day. This is all you need. It's 25 minutes a day. 25. Thank you. Listen, guys, I am an artist, not a math person. You can own this gamer dog, guys. This can be your buddy for life. You can have Doopy be your friend for life if you want. You can. This is literally a thing that can happen. Look at his leggy. He's sleeping on the futon right now. 25 minutes per day. All right. This is what I recommend. All right. This is the minimum. You do. Now, how do you do this, you ask? Okay. You can use a gesture drawing site like I don't know. There's a ton of them. Like if I Google search, you're allergic but he cute. And he cute though. Girl, nice to meet you. How are you? Gesture, gesture drawing site. Quickposes.com. Okay. Or you can just use the same photo over and over again and keep redrawing it. That's totally cool too. You can do that too. You don't have to use the site. Tell Doopy I sent him head scratches. I will give him head scratches from you. So you can do that. This is 20. If you want to go the extra step, you know, don't worry about if you're using the same pose each day, as long as you change it up. Change them up every so often to broaden your experience. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You have 2 Roddies? Oh my god, Star! I love Roddies! Oh my god, they're so squishy. I love their squishable faces. Oh, Roddies are so cute, dude. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. They're very, very cute. Yeah, Doorstock. Yeah, there's so many different websites. Exactly, Engaging Comic. And nice to see you back. How are you today? Happy Sunday. So you can do this, you know, you can use the same photo. If you want to go the extra mile for extra credit, you know, for a bonus XP, you can do one 30-minute sketch. Okay. Nah, make it 20. 30's too long. 30's way too long. 20's a better. 20's better there. That's for bonus XP. Okay? If you want to add on extra 20 minutes. You don't need to do that though. Honestly, I would recommend doing more short sketches than longer ones. It's the biggest teddy bears. They don't realize they're so large. Yeah, that sounds like Roddies to me. They're so cute. I love their like little eyebrows so much. They're super, super cute. So, for Majesty and anyone else who had questions about poses, this is where I would recommend starting. Now, if you want to draw humans and body types, you're gonna go to quickposes.com, okay? And you're gonna, you know, for humans, you know, for human poses, you know, you can search human models. They do have nude models on there. I do recommend learning from nude models. I do. When I was younger and I was in high school, I went to nude figure drawing classes like every weekend. By going to classes, I mean I snuck into the college and nobody noticed me. And I just sat there and I drew models for free without paying for the course. So maybe you can do that. Go and check out your local art school. Find out when they have their art. I know I'm backwards. Hi. Hi B, how are you doing? It's so I don't get in the way of like showing off what I'm drawing here. Anyway, yeah, professors don't know their students. Pop off, exactly. Just kind of roll in there, blend in, look like a student, and draw from life. Drawing from life is the best.
Hey, I'm snowboarding.
You know what I mean? I would recommend when you can draw from life, draw from life. You know.
Monkey!
I love his snores. When possible, draw from life. Draw from life. What are some ideas? Do colors still paper models that don't look like Greek models? My experience in seeing nude models, honestly, Lightpaw, is an extreme variety in body shapes and body sizes. So I don't think that everyone who goes to be a nude model, in fact, in my experience, they look just like regular people. They are just regular people. They're not like super sculpted bodies or anything. At least the one I went to, I went to a couple different nude model sessions, and they were just regular people. Because we need experience with all body types. Draw from life, you know. Figure drawing. Ask a friend to pose from you, you know? Call up one of your friends, be like, hey, they don't need to pose naked, but they can leave their clothes on, obviously, and just be like, hey, can you come hang out and pose, and I can draw you for a little bit? Animal sanctuaries are great practice. Animal sanctuaries are great practice for drawing quick gesture sketches of animals. If you have like an animal sanctuary or shelter near you, you can go by, draw some dogs, you know? And plus, get the dogs out of their kennels for a little bit, get them in the runs, and sit there and sketch them as they walk around the pen. There you go. You can draw the cats, you can draw dogs, you can go to an animal sanctuary, see if they have wildlife or birds or whatever near you. Parks. If you're feeling bold, parks. You know, buses. Public places. That's if you're feeling confident, because sometimes people will like heckle you if they see you drawing. They're like, oh, hey, what's up? They like kind of roll up to you if they see you. Zoo trip, you could, you know? If they see you drawing in the public, you know, they might come up behind you and go, hey, you're a really good drawer. Did you draw that? Did you draw that? And then suddenly you have like 20 people staring at you drawing, and it's like, oh my god, leave me alone. So sometimes that does happen. But these are all great options for you to work on your poses. You know, work from life. Soul Gremlin, thank you for following. Welcome to the Rec Pack! And then they start asking you to draw them. You know what's funny story is, I was in high school, and I made a couple extra bucks on the side by, I would walk around with my art stuff, and I would just like solicit people for portraits. I'm like, hey, you want a portrait for 10 bucks? And I would draw people really quickly, like just draw little portraits. And that's how I paid for my video games when I was a teenager. I would just go out anywhere. You know, I would walk around outside cafes, people sitting down, hey, you want a portrait? I was like a little art hobo, you know? It was pretty fun though. It did work, it did work. That's how I made moolah. I had to get money somehow. You know? I didn't have an allowance when I was a kid. I had to make money. So yeah, these are all different places that you can go. You can also draw yourself from a mirror too. You know, I also put that, you know. Draw yourself from a mirror. There you go. Now you have so many ideas. Yeah, what the heck is an allowance, dude? Hey, what's up, Fur Card? How you doing? Welcome on in, welcome. I've had at least 2 workers and manager ask to see my sketchbook contest, and it's just sitting there and I'm not stopping anybody. They never looked. The hecklers are just intro to chat lessons. What kind of colors do you usually use for metals like gold, silver, and aluminum? That's a good one. Let me save this canvas before I like lose it. Art tutorials. Art School 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna post all these in the Discord for you guys to look at later if you want to reference them. So yeah, let's cover metallics. That's actually a great idea. By the way, do you guys like composition? I can add that to do next, actually. Let's do that. We did poses. And the variant body types, they go with the poses, guys. Really, you just need to go out and look at people and draw them. That's my honest to goodness my best advice. We did line width, we did foreshortening, we didn't do shading lighting yet. Let's do composition. You're going through like 3 years of art school right now in like 2 hours, by the way. Congratulations, everyone. For free! Everyone's education should be free. Should just be able to learn things. Maybe someday when the robots take all of our jobs, we could just learn anything we want for free, and that would be awesome. Okay, wait, did I spell italics right? I don't know, I have dyslexia, whatever. Upload this onto YouTube? Yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that. I mean, I'd have to edit it, but you're right. I could definitely do that. Okay, so metallics! Metallics, metals. Okay, so... for gold. I did spell correctly? Oh, thanks, Bean. Cool. I need school if have stream. Exactly! So there's a few different things. What I'm gonna pick now, the best way for me to describe this is anyone who paints miniatures, like Warhammer minis in the chat knows what I'm talking about. You want to get a nice, like brown, like a darker brown, okay? There's a few different shades we can pick out here. We can do like a darker brown here. You know, we can go for something a little more desaturated. Kind of depends on the lighting, but that's the base, right? This picture is my favorite all time. Your favorite picture of all time? What is that? Let me see.
It's Tales Mail time!
Hey, Royume! Wait, Royume? Did I pronounce your name right? Oh, come on in. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. How are you doing? On our pet picture looks weirdly suggestive, Soren. I don't know what to say to that other than that. Thank you for the follow, Roy. Nice to meet you. I'm Sky. Hello. If you have any art questions, feel free to ask. I can see that now. Art schools hate her. Dude, I will put art schools out of business, I swear. I will freaking gladly put... Dude, Listen, I am not against college and higher education. I'm against it being so ridiculously out of reach and expensive for so many people. Like, the other day, you know how much, like, one book for one of Danny's classes cost? $200 for one book. You know why books in college cost so much? Because they have freaking monopolies. They have, like, monopolies on selling these books and reprinting these books every year, and they force students to get the latest edition or they basically fail them. This is honest to goodness. Anyone in the chat who's a college student, whether you're grad or undergrad or whatever, talk to your professors and tell them if you can't afford a book, tell them that. I had to do that when I was in college, and they're a lot more understanding than you think. Most of them are understanding. Some of them aren't, but most of them are. And I'm just saying I highly recommend just talking to them about it because, dude, some of these books costing friggin' $200 is redonkulous. Yeah, and use like 5% of the books. I know, the teachers literally make you go out. I don't know why I drew them in that shape. I like them more in an orb. They make you go out and spend a couple $100s on a book, and then they freaking don't even use it, dude. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. Yeah, massive time spent on something that might not be worth it. Yeah, and it's freaking bonkulous. And stuff like art school, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't regret going to art school because I met Danny and I had a great experience and everything in many ways, and it was very formative for my life, but there's a lot of things you can learn outside of that. Anyway, gold. We pick like a neutral undertone, whatever. Kind of a... Wait, is that how you spell neutral? Oh yeah, that is. Neutral. Dark. Brownish. Okay. You know? Yeah, social work takers are pretty good about, since, you know, social work is entirely field dedicated to social justice. Exactly. They should be. So, in summary, look for poses of things you want to draw, break them down into shapes. Yeah, exactly. Until you get muscle memory. Yes. And pair that engaging comic with a lot of these exercises, gesture sketches, fast, quick sketches. Take 25 minutes a day. Practice your gesture drawings. The reason that gesture drawings are so important is because it forces you to see and try and finish the entire pose, not just hyperfixate on one area. A lot of times people start in the face, they draw a little bit of the nose here or there, and then they, all of a sudden 5 minutes are up and they only have like an eyeball. You know, you focus on the whole pose and it really helps. What's up? Welcome on in, Pentacrow. Thank you so much for the raid. Oh my gosh, hello. Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome to Art School. Art School that is free for everybody, and if you have any art questions or want me to demo anything, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm going over tutorials, tips, and tricks today, and helping to formulate, we're here to learn. Hell yeah, let's learn together. I'm helping everyone to formulate like an art plan that helps you guys improve in a realistic and meaningful way. And what part of that is the gesture sketches. I was just talking about importance of gesture sketches every day. 25 minutes a day, boom. Easy practice time. Hey, what's up? Philip, nice to meet you. Kisa, nice to see you again. Hello. Fatal, nice to meet you as well. Kenzo, welcome back. Welcome back. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Petra Curl, thank you so heckin' much for bringing your awesome community in here. That is so super nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, this is something new I'm trying for Sunday. It's an Art School Sunday because I want to give everyone like some space to learn and practice new things, and you know, I thought it's helpful. I thought it was really fun. You played Fallout New Vegas. You know, I need to play that one. I played Fallout 3 I liked a lot. I like Fallout 3. You know, that was really cool. Oh, I still remember your... Oh my god, it's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you. And to introduce myself to everyone. Hello, welcome. I'm Sky. I'm a mix of VTuber and cam. I go on cam sometimes. Today I'm just VTubing to go over art stuff. I usually just VTube when I'm arting. I am going to have a 3D VTuber debut soon. I'm very excited about. I have big time ADHD brain, so if I forget what I'm saying and trail off into nothingness, don't worry, I'm fine. That's normal. And I'm an art person. Yeah, I draw things. We're talking about metallics now. That's what we're demoing, metallics. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted. Okay, so the next tone I'm gonna grab is gonna be like a more saturated sort of color. That's gonna be, so number 2, I'm going to amp up the saturation, more saturated. Hey, Fatal, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Rack Pack friend. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I got big. I have inattentive kind of ADHD. So sometimes I just like, my brain just goes, So more saturated. Lighter. Color, okay. So this will be like kind of like a gold or a yellow. One thing with metallics is important to highlight is maybe like the way the light hits it, right? Like the shading. So if you have the light coming from that angle, you want to have a little bit of like edge lighting to maybe show sort of the metallic-y surface, you know? You can do, you know, another color like that. You know, 3, you can do a third color that's like, you know, highly light plus saturated. Now, obviously, I'm just showing the colors, I'm not showing like blending techniques, but, you know, if I were to do this here, I want to make this kind of like a rusty color. I'm going to take a watercolor brush there, and then I'm going to grab a sort of like a yellow here. Put that there. I'm going to take another brush. Do like kind of some edge lighting here. And of course this gets into lighting, but I'm just showing you the color formulation of how I do metallics. Yeah. And now this is just doing it with only colors, and I'm not using any kind of layer techniques or anything. This is just one layer, one single layer, and I'm doing it to show you that you don't need like fancy layer settings to do metallics. You know, really basic stuff. This is stuff that you can just do with paint. You know what I mean? Also, if you guys hear snoring in the background, it's my foster dog. It's Doopy. It's not me. It's not a person. Even though it sounds like a person. But yeah, this is just to show you, you can easily do metallics, and you don't need to have any kind of fancy layer effects. But this is just sort of how I would show like a gold or a metallic, just color-wise. And the same thing here, you know, if we're going for like a more rust kind of look, maybe I'll do like a red. But I always want that undercoat color to be like a darker, more neutral sort of hue, you know? I fell asleep? What? My AI has taken over the stream? Don't even joke about that! There's AI streamers! I only just found it out the other day. There's freaking AI streamers, dude. I can't even believe it. There's literally AI VTubers now. Pretty soon, you guys, there's gonna be like half of the streamers on Twitch are gonna be AI robots. Hello. Can you believe it? Little Love, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello. We're talking about AI streamers. And I'm demoing a little bit of like, kind of how I would draw like a metallic surface, at least as far as the color composition goes. And then if I want to take like a little white to get a little bit of extra highlight on there, a little kind of bamboozle, you know. Nice to meet you, Bombas. How you doing? Welcome on in. There you go. So that's sort of like different ways to do gold. Similarly, wait, well, yeah, no, they really are there. There's really AI streamers. There really are. Thank you so much for that, Little One. How are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Hi, I'm Sky. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Art School. If you have any art questions, you want anything to be demoed, be sure to highlight your message or at me so I catch it in the chat. And then like a mod will pin it if I miss it. But I'm just going over a bunch of different things. We covered poses. Giving you guys a gesture sketch, kind of like easy regimen to follow. That's my foster dog, Doopy. If you guys want to adopt him, you can. We covered line width and practicing lines, you know, and giving you some plans on how to practice that. Using the entire arm for movement. Try out different stabilizer settings. If you're using traditional, get yourself a big sketch pad and a brushed pen. Practice line width.
Let's get it on.
You practice for shortening, you know, a little bit here. Oh my god, Kiwi, thank you so much for the base. What the heck? Thank you! How would you do metallic from one color into a different color, like the oil spilt look? Oh, like an oil spill. Yeah, we could do that. Like a hologram kind of paint like that. I'm doing fantastic. First stream since I got getting married. Oh, congratulations! Oh my gosh! I hope you're doing well too. Congrats on getting married. You're consuming 2 whole cups of mashed potatoes. You're making good decisions, Chunky. Theoretically, how does one differentiate cat or dog ears from fox ears? Now that's a great question. I could demo that. If we're shortening, We talked about planes, the face. We talked about snoots and things, shapes and planes. All of these pages are going to be on the Discord, by the way, if anyone wants to go over this stuff later. We're going to go over that. So let me go dog ears, cat ears. All right. Really quick. So, different ear types. Now, where we're going to start with the different ear types is by looking at pictures. So, the first thing I'm going to search up is cat. Just search up cat on Google. All right. Here's a cat. Okay. The next thing I'm going to search up is dog. I don't want just any dog. I want like a cute dog. I want like a, let's see, what's a good example? I want like a Staffy. Staffy dog. Hi Meredith, how are you? How's it going? How you doing? Now dog ears are very different, but you know, you got a lot of them. Let's see, where's a good dog ear picture? Here we go. Here's a cute face. Alright. Dog ears. Alright. And now we're gonna search up fox. Fox. Yeah, dog ears do vary. Maybe the cat ear versus the fox ear is like a better comparison, but this is, I'm gonna show you these different pictures for a reason, because when you ask about the difference, the shortcut is just understanding how to look at references and break down shapes. Now, when I draw, what the hell, this song is so loud. When I draw a furry character, a lot of them I have drilled into my mind. Like I know how to draw a cat or a dog or whatever, but sometimes I will still pull up the animal photo reference, the species it's based on, because I want to make sure that my art doesn't look like too generic, right? So the first thing you want to do is like look at the reference, right? We draw the cat. Cat ears kind of go up. All right, they kind of point outwards. I usually do kind of a face shape like this for a cat. But the important part of understanding the different ear types is looking at the reference material. I really emphasize that a lot because it's going to help you. Hey, what's up, Lockdown? How are you doing? Decided to come back after someone brought me here for radio night. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Lockdown. I'm doing a little art school today. If you have any art-related questions, I'm doing art demos and tutorials. Free art education for you guys. Let's go. Terraria soundtrack? I don't know. This is just like some kind of obscure Nintendo music. That is the Wikipedia cat image. That's the quintessential cat right there. Yeah, cat ears are very similar. Dog ears vary a lot. Bear ears are roundies. You know, gotta go cook dinner. Say, take care, Sandra. Enjoy your dinner. It's wonderful to meet you. I'll catch you again sometime. Have a wonderful night. So I'm just going back up and chat. And then, G-Bear, I'll go back to your question about metallic, like oil spill kind of colors. Soggy baguette balls. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, dog ears. Once again, I'm looking at the shape of the head. He's got a round pibble head. You know, I see the ear. There's a little bit of a bend there. I'm looking at the reference because that is how you get something that looks really unique and really like one of a kind, you know? Alright, you got the dog ears. There you go. Okay. Alright. The next one? The fox ears. Hang on, let me make him a little bit smaller so he's not taking up so much space. Because animal ears vary so much, a lot of times you'll see in those like little books that you see in like Barnes & Noble or like, oh, how to draw furries. They're like, oh, step 1, draw this. Step 2, draw a triangle. I don't think that's the best approach. Because I think the best approach is to take it all the way back to learning the fundamentals of interpreting reference material. And that's why I think it's important to always look at the picture of what you're drawing. And then the regal fox, you know. He's got a shape that kind of, he has these kind of like cheek fluff that come down like that. He's got a very long snoot. And he's got like ears that are slightly round on the top, but they're pretty big with a lot of ear fluff in the middle, right? And because I'm looking at the reference material, I'm building a better idea of how to redraw this stuff in the future, right? And you see how from each shape, they look very distinct. Like the animal, even though it's like pretty simple, but it all comes from drawing from that reference, right? Even though I didn't even draw the full dog or the full cat.
What the dog doing?
You see what I mean? There you go. And once again, we go back. Gesture sketches. Gesture sketches, you know, understanding how to interpret real life reference, I can spell, material. Alright? You know? Exactly. Yeah, you see it, exactly. Rather than just being like, oh, step 1, draw a circle. Step 2, draw a triangle. Hi, Manty, nice to see you! How are you? Yeah, cat ear is definitely smaller compared to the head. Absolutely. And see, this is perfect because you're looking at it and what you're doing is exactly what I want you to do because you're seeing and you're making these observations and examples based on the photo, right? Based on the reference. Like, what observations would you make of the fox? Oh, well, the fox has pretty big ears compared to his head. Oh, okay. He's got a pretty small little nose. What about the dog? He's got tiny little eyes and a big ass mouth. You know what I mean? Because he's a pibble. He's got the cat. The cat's got ears that are smaller compared to his head. These are all great things to know. When we look at the world around us, we have to understand and train ourselves to see the world as artists, right? To interpret the world as we would. How do we see things and how do we make these observations, these critical observations that help us understand how to put things onto paper? Welcome on in, Crimson Fox! Welcome to art school! How you doing? How was your stream? How are you? You know? Zan! Zan, how are you today? How's it going? Cats are more groomed than foxes. Well, cats can be pretty dirty, I don't know, dude. Cats can be pretty dirty. Oh yeah, drawing rack. That's a perfect time for drawing rack, actually. Perfect time. Yeah, references are your friend. References are your friend. Yeah, so I hope that helped. Little ear demo. I hope that helped. Let me flip myself back here. Now, Bear asked about, oh my god, I'm snoring. Like oil spill metallics, right? I had 3 people with me, must have jumped ship. Oh, it's all good, and Marvel's on stream, that's awesome! And with Halo, it sounds like a really fun stream. Oil spill. It's all about, yes, it is all about relations. It's all about how things relate to each other. It's all about looking at like, okay. Going back to these pictures. Okay, how much space is in between each of these ears? How much space is in between each of these eyes? You know? Where the eye thing here kind of falls on this side of the mouth, and then that little eye divot here falls on this side of the mouth over here. The snout is sort of shaped like this. It's all about where things relate and where they fall in relation to each other whenever we interpret things in order to draw them. Exactly. Oil spill. Let's look up like an iridescent beetle. Iridescent beetle. Because I think that's a good reference. Here, this one's perfect. We can find examples in life and nature of what we're looking for and how we draw things. So, like, here, for example, let's see, let's find a good beetle. I kind of like this one.
It's tail time!
This beetle's pretty good. This one right here. What's up, Noodle Poodle? Welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome to art school. Welcome, welcome. By your name, I'm guessing you're an artist too. If you have any questions or you want me to demo anything, feel free to ask in the chat. Okay, let's cover iridescence. Yeah, proportions and relations are everything really, because like you can have the perfect color, but the rest of the palette doesn't match. It's not really the perfect color. Exactly. Even in color, see, you're already getting it in GB. You actually really understand. Even in photography, even in how we choose our color for our pieces. Oh my god, his snores are so funny. It is all about how things relate to each other. Two colors look different next to each other than how they would look on their own. Artist pickup line, hey baby, I'm trying to do this drawing, but I need to figure out the relationship between you and me. So corny. You're killing me, Manatee, you're killing me. How are you doing today, by the way? What's up, Jester? How you doing? Let's see, what about this for a teaching aid? Let's see. Okay, nail polish. Nail polish is actually a good example for iridescence. Yeah, that is like a good example for iridescence too. We can use the beetle. The nail polish is like, oh, damn, that's a nice nail polish too. I need to get some iridescent nail polish. That's super pretty, dude. Okay, let's use the beetle. I'm not gonna draw the whole beetle out, but I'm gonna use the colors, okay? So iridescence. Wait, how the hell do I spell? Oh, it's iridescent. Iridescence. So the base color is going to be very dark. Okay. Dark. Pretty saturated. If anyone's confused about what I'm writing, feel free to ask. Like if anyone's like, hey, what does saturated mean? What is saturation? It's okay to ask. It's okay to ask. That's why I'm here to help you guys and help impart whatever weird knowledge I have. Okay, dark, pretty saturated base. Now, we've got this kind of like super kind of like green. Color here. You know, our next color is gonna be bright. Highly saturated. Different in tone. Or, yeah, different in, yeah, it would be tone. So, like, I picked the base as like a really, really deep dark blue. I picked the second color as like kind of a really saturated bright green. I noticed that in the ear, like I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking of like how the color relates. I see there's some blue here, so I'm gonna grab some like highly saturated blue. And some of it is finding the right brush too, but we'll just demonstrate this with like color for now. Alright, so we've got this kind of like green. This blue needs to be even more saturated, I think. And the rim color of the beetle, you know, you can use like a bright purple. We're really adding like a lot of colors. And to get even brighter, we're going to get even lighter than this color. I want to use like a really bright like green. Or if you want to add an extra color in there, maybe you want to add like a yellow. Basically, I think the rule, right? And as I draw this, I think I'm able to understand this more. I think the rule with the iridescence and with metallics and that sort of thing is that you go from a dark, like a dark base with a little bit of color, right? And then you want to go to like a medium tone that has like a pretty highly saturated. With iridescence, everything's a little bit bumped up, so everything's a little more saturated. With metallics, you know, we have a little bit more neutral and natural tones. You know what I mean? But with iridescence, we have like, you know, a lot of wacky, crazy colors. Like if I'm drawing, let's see, the nail polish. Okay, no, that's the beetle. Copy image, why didn't that work? Okay, I guess we'll just find another beetle. Let's see, if I am drawing, this is a beetle right here. Oh wait, this one's very iridescent. Like, what's gonna help me to understand how to just be like, are you going to lurk? Well, hey, thank you! Thank you, catch the ball though, right on, right on. What's gonna help me to have an understanding of this is like, I'm going to sort of sketch him out over here. Right, here's the base. Here's the top sort of highlight. He's got so many different colors on him. He's got like some green. He's got some yellow. He's got some like super, super bright, sort of like pinks here. And reds. He's also got like some darker colors, kind of like in the middle. But following the reference is going to really help me understand as I draw it. I'm going to understand, oh, okay, this goes here, this goes there, you know. And also like why things go where they go.
Gotta love the town.
So with something like a beetle, when looking at, I use the beetle because the beetle colors are going to be very similar to like an oil spill. A lot of different colors, right? A lot of highly saturated colors. Yeah, the shell, the underwing seem to have more of a green undertone. I mean, I might be missing it because I have a screen filter on, so it's changing how I see the colors, but, you know, get the idea there. Like a little green there on the outside. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm intentionally not using any kind of like... Hey, wait a second! Thank you so much for the gift sub, Generator! Thank you for the gift sub to Soul Gremlin! Thank you, thank you! I'm intentionally not using any kind of like, tools or anything in my art program. Just so I can show this to you, just plain. Because you really don't need that. But if you want to get fancy, you can. So if you want to get fancy, you can make a new layer and set it to like shine. And then you can do stuff like, you know, you can have like shiny bits on top. You can get really fancy. And really make it super, super shiny. But it definitely enhances it, but if you're not working digitally, don't worry. It's not something that you need to have. You can do all these effects with just paint or with just markers. Next question. One big question for gesture drawing. Is the timer reset a general maximum of time to spend on it or a minimum? Max. Oh, that's a really good... That's a really, really good, question. Max. It should... Exact time. Sorry, exact time. So... This here... Wait, that's not how I spell exact. Exact time per sketch. So you set the timer, and I'm gonna demo it. I'm gonna demo this right now. And it's a picture of Doopy. I'm gonna use this picture of Doopy. Oops. Layer. Alright, so I have this Doopy picture here. What brush are you using for the blending of the beetle? I was using 2 basic brushes that come standard in Clip Studio. Basic brush. In fact, I can show this to you actually here. Because it's very simple. How do people make detailed hair and fur? That's a really good one! Doodle, I will cover that now. That's a good one to cover. Let me show you my tablets here. So here are my brush settings. Over here. Okay. Brush settings. Basic brush. Okay. With set to bristle. I adjusted some of these settings. Let me move my little guy so you can see. Okay. Simple brush settings. And then this one is literally no texture, nothing added, basic basic watercolor. It's nothing fancy. That's it. I too am a basic brush. I too am a basic brush. That's it. Yeah, super easy, super simple. Let me show you a really quick example of how we do the gesture sketches, and then I'm gonna do a fur hair tutorial. That's it. Yep. Nothing fancy. No, this is paint tool Sai. This is not clip. You don't need anything fancy. Nope. Nope, nothing fancy. Just use the basic stuff from the beginning settings in the program. Alright. Let me show you a gesture sketch demo. Put Doopy over here. Alright. I need a timer. Got rid of all my timers that I had on my thing. Where's my phone? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a 1-minute sketch, and I'm gonna wait until it rolls over, and then I'm gonna start right away, okay? Alright, ready? When it's 7:21 p.m. Eastern, I'm gonna start the sketch, and I'm gonna draw Doopy. And then I'm gonna only spend 1 minute on it. Alright, ready? Alright, I'm going. 1 minute. Doopy. One minute. 1 minute only. Oh man, he's a funny shape. 1 minute. I'm not worried about how it looks, guys. I'm not worried about how it looks. I'm not erasing. I'm looking more at what I'm drawing. And the forms. That's more like a 30-second one. Than I am at the making it look nice. I don't care if it looks nice. This is not about making it look nice. Alright, that's it. Minute. Boom. There you go. Now I see what's wrong with it. Oh, the head's way too big. The body looks okay, but the head's way too big. Alright, so then I apply what I've learned to the next one. Exactly. It's more about understanding the form. Exactly. Exactly. And learning from it. So you spend more time looking at the reference than you do at the art that you're making. Okay? That's what you do. That's what you do. Yeah, but that's the whole point, Sippy, is learning. It doesn't matter if the hands... It doesn't matter if anything's off. The whole point is to, exactly, work on the muscle memory. Work on the muscle memory, work on the form. And I know now, okay, so I made the head kind of big. When I go into the next one, now I'm going to take a better note of that. And I'm going to try and practice this one photo like for a few different 1-minute long sketches. Anyway, that's what I want to show you guys, example of the gesture sketches. Now, the next question was fur tutorial. Exactly, great for limbering up. Exactly. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying is, it's super important. Biggest thing that you can do to help yourself improve is to stop caring about the perfection. Who cares how the art turns out? Stop caring about how the art turns out. It's not about how the art turns out. It's about getting there and learning in that learning process. Hi, Nelly. Hello, Miss Sky. Miss Sky. I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, here's a hall pass here. Go ahead. It's right down the hall. Now, you better get back now because we have a pop quiz in 10 minutes. Hi, Nelly. Thank you for the biddies. How you doing? We're gonna go over fur and hair next. Wait, what? I didn't study! Failure. I love going over fur and hair. It's one of my favorite things to cover. Okay. Fur and hair. The first thing... You kept getting the worst ads to use a Brian voice on YouTube? Dude, I keep getting ads for that awful new Velma show. I want to look up a picture of a fox again, because that fox was quite photogenic for the purpose of fur. Drawing fur. I like that one. Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, let's use this one. This is a good one. Oh, why's everything frozen? What? Okay, that won't work. Let's do this here. Copy image. Paste. There we go. Alright, here we have this fella. Again. The Velma show that wasn't supposed to be Velma, but WB being the worst demanded a brand tie-in? Wow, really? That's terrible. I used to do 60-second drawings before every life drawing class. Once the model was late, so one of the students got up and did the posing. She said the hardest 10 minutes of her life holding the poses for a minute each. Yeah, being a figure model is really hard. It's actually super, super difficult. You can make a couple extra bucks if you go and they're hiring models, but it's incredibly difficult and it requires a lot of like body control to stand there, especially for some of them. They stand there still for an hour long, you know? I thought the point was not thinking about how it turns out, and here you're saying failure. I'm saying failure to your pop quiz. I'm not saying failure to the art. You can tell the writers are really salty about being forced to make it a Scooby-Doo thing. So they were forced to make it that? The Velma branding came in halfway through production? Oh man, that's terrible. I feel bad for the writers then. I do hear that the writing is really bad. I'm not bragging, Jen. I don't brag. No. Alright. Fur and hair, let's talk about it. Okay, so a couple things to note that are important when we draw fur or hair. What are they? What are the things to... when you look at this picture of this fox, what do we see if we want to draw the fur and hair? What are some of the things you want to take note of? Why don't they just take pictures so the models don't stand all day? That's a really good question, Doodle Poodle. Okay, so the reason why it is so much... It's more conducive to our learning to learn from life rather than pictures is because when we look at pictures, we're looking at a two-dimensional plane. When we look at someone in real life in 3D, we're seeing things with both of our, stereoscopic vision, with both of our eyeballs, and we're actually perceiving with our full use of our depth perception. So it is a little bit more helpful and a little bit more conducive to our learning as visual artists to work from life rather than photos. That's not to say you can't work from photos, but I really do encourage both. That's a really good question though, and now you have the answer. So one of the best softwares you suggest for starting out on? Paint Tool Sai. I really like Paint Tool Sai. I would highly recommend it. Okay, so let's see. The floofy cheeks, yes, okay. The highlights, yes, that's a good answer. The fur pattern is super good, yeah, that's a good answer. The grain of the fur growth is a great answer, Light Paw. Exactly, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, and you can see the same pose from different angles. Exactly, Manatee. Yeah, things to take note of the fur is how the colors blend into each other, except for a stark difference. Also, nothing is solid, yes. So we take note of these things. So I think one of the most important things is the fur direction. So take note of that. A lot of times, what the hell is this music? A lot of times when I see people doing fur, we overgeneralize. And I say we because I'm guilty of it too. But if you really want something that, you know, really sticks out or works for like a painterly sense, one of the most important things you can take an attention to is fur direction. You can see how the fur starts at the nose, right? The fur goes out from the nose in this direction. Always. Every animal. Every mammal, right? Wet fur and hair, absolutely, absolutely, we can get into it. So you want to make note of that. When you have fur from the ears, they attach to the base of the ear like that and they go outward. The fur goes down and out along the neck and down the body. The fur direction is extremely important to take note of, right? What's up? Inkwell! Inkwell, nice to see you again! Welcome back, welcome back! How you doing? What we also talk about is, the pattern, right? And the grain of the fur growth. So, I like the grain of it, so that's another thing to take note of here, and I'm gonna make that a different color, is, you know, length. Wait, length? Length? Hold on. So dyslexic. Length of fur? Ah! The length of fur. You know, short fur here. Short fur in certain areas. Longer fur. You know, medium fur here. longer fur here, right? Longer fur. So we take note of where the fur is longer and where the fur is shorter to have better variability in what we're drawing. The color is important too. Color. And markings. You know, where we have the white of the cheek touching the red and the orange. Now, oftentimes, like, I'll simplify. I'll make this all like one color, and you see that most common with character design. But if you look at the fox's face, it's not all one color. He's got like a darker hue around his eyes. He's got like a lighter hue up here. It's quite varied. Now, a good example to show you that I've drawn is like maybe one of my pet portraits, because that's like a little less over exaggerated. I haven't drawn one in a while, but let me go back through my art crap and see. Here's one. Here's a dog. So here in this dog portrait, you can see, you know, I have the shorter fur around the snout. I'm showing that the fur is longer on the ears. I'm using the fur to show it's a King Charles Spaniel, you know, so they have these like really luscious kind of hair-like fur on the ears, and I'm kind of showing that with the brush strokes that I make on the ears. The fur on the eyes is a little bit shorter, and I'm using the direction of the fur to help show the forms in the face. And also the highlights as well, you know, shorter fur up here, slightly more medium fur up here, and then really long fur around the face, and then down here, you know, I've got like sort of shapes and stuff down here to show that the fur is a little more curly down here on the neck. That's another example. And I haven't done a pet portrait in a while. I like doing them though, they're fun. Here, rats. Similar. I'm paying attention to the fur direction. This is a bit older art, but you know, I'm seeing the fur direction. I'm seeing the way the fur flows. Hey, speaking of rats, look, it's a rat! What's up, Ractus? How you doing? Welcome on in. The fur direction, how it spreads out, how it can help separate areas of the body, how it accentuates the form. You know, you can see the fur right here kind of shows that there's like a shape of this little rat area here, this little rat nose. But yeah, okay, so you see that these are all things that we're paying attention to, is the length of the fur, I know, I summoned rat, isn't that great? The length of the fur, the direction of the fur, the marking and the color, okay? So, what's a more cartoony example that I can show you, a more simplified example of the fur? Let's see. I do. Let's see, any kind of fur. I think I did on this piece a little bit. And you can see the same sort of techniques, but they're applied in a more toned down and kind of simplified way. You can see how the hair, I show the direction of the hair. It goes down from the top there, you know. Here you can see on the back of the tail, there's a little bit of fur shapes. Just a few here and there, just to show, just to emphasize that there is fur up here. I didn't, like, for my style, I don't go and draw every single grain of fur here. Some artists do, and that's awesome, but, like, I don't got time for all that. So I don't. But you can see just a few bits here and there kind of emphasize it. Now, how do I make these shapes and how do I make these forms, right? Let's go over that. Okay. So there's a few different ways. First off, if we're drawing lines, one of the shapes that I like to do is an M. Alright? Exactly, depends on how realistic. A nice little M. An M is a nice base for like a fur shape. Now, I did a fur tutorial before, I thought, but this is to show like an outline. Alright? You start with like a little M, and then you can build around it. And I'm using these sweeping motions of the brush, like that, okay? Sweeping motions. These are what I would practice. Practice, like what? No idea how they had enough time for their style. Like, oh, is that an artist name? Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, that's like one of the mega popular fur artists. Yeah, exactly. Like how they draw every single thing of fur out. Like I don't do that. Like whatever, dude. But you can if you want. And this is like a little way to practice like just like your fur, sort of like in your line work. You know? Like a little bit like here and there. A little fluffy. You know what I mean? You'll see often when I do like a face, you know, I'll have like a little mane of fluff. And once again, we have these M shapes coming into play here. The shapes are like M and triangles, right? Kind of going outwards. Hey, what's up, Foxy Buddy? How you doing? Welcome on in. I'm demoing fur right now. Fur and hair. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, and see how it makes it look fluffy. Now, if this was like, you know, we wanted to make this look a little less fluffy and a little more long, we would extend the M shapes to a little more long forms. You see, now it looks a little more like almost long pile fur, or even possibly like wet, you know, a little more droopy. You know what I mean? And this one's a little more like kind of bouncy. Foxy Buddy, how was your stream? Oh my god, how's that new bendy game? I see everyone playing it. How was it? Do you like it? Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome, welcome. I'm Sky, if you don't know me. Nice to meet you. Hey, Kia! Nice to see you, dear. How you doing? I'm doing great. How are you? I'm doing art school today. Welcome on in. You know, if we have, you know, for like how this fox has, he's got pretty like elegant. And don't be afraid to do little marks and experiment with your marks. Like sometimes I like to do just little lines like that. You know what I mean? And this is to show you with lines. Okay. Fur in line. Okay, this is not the color or the painting variation of it, but we're still taking into account the fur direction, the length of fur, and the color markings come next. But this is what we're taking into account here. You know, if we're doing like an ear, the fur direction is coming out from the base of the ear. The ear fluff is coming out from the like base of that inside of the ear, just like that. Alright? Just like so. But really, the base markings and the base movements that I'm using for fur... Thank you for popping in! Thank you, thank you! How are you doing? This is M. M shape. Base. Sweeping motions. That's what I would say. Swap? Skyfield? That is not sleep. Standing Skyfield. Alright, you got it. You got it. Tufty the Floof Machine. No spoilers? Yeah, definitely no spoilers. You finished it? Solid 9.5 out of 10. Nice! Very cool. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, Foxy! Nice to see you! Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome! How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. Welcome to art school. I'm Garfield, your art teacher.
Welcome to art school. I'm Garfrak, your art teacher. Nothing really matters, but I guess I'll teach you art. Whatever, dude.
Okay, M base shape. Like that. Sweeping motions. Alright, like that. Okay. Direction of fur is important. It's especially important when you're doing lines. Right? The direction where the fur comes out. Like if we're doing a tail here, the direction is going to come out from that. If we're doing like a snoot, okay, I'm going to draw a little snoot over here, a little snoodle. Oh, shit, what's up? M for Mondays.
You mentioned Mondays in my class, and now you fail. Congratulations.
Here's a little snoodle. The fur comes out from the nose and goes in that direction, right? So I'm paying attention to the direction of the fur. Alright, and does this help? 3/4 or forward-facing snoots. We did cover that. Here, look. We did, snoots and things. Oh, we did cover that. Yeah, we did kind of talk about, understanding and referencing photos and understanding planes. We talked about breaking your photos down into shapes that are easy to understand. Emphasizing those shapes and planes whenever you draw something to break down your reference. Really, I'm serious, there is, you know, sometimes people will post like little shortcut tutorials and stuff, and that's cute and all, but looking at photo references, knowing how to break down what you see into something that you can draw is super and super important. Foundational skills. Like, some people don't do that, and that's okay, but I really emphasize it because a lot of times if you don't have that, if you have that foundational skill, you'll be able to, it's almost like drawing is getting lost in a forest. And if you have the foundational skill of working from photo reference and building on that, then it's like your map to get out of the lost woods. If you don't have that, sometimes you might get lucky and find your way out. You might find a shortcut. Oh, okay, this is how I draw ears, or oh, this is how I draw this pose. But that foundational skill is your waypoint. It's your map. It's your lighthouse in the crazy sea of learning art. You see where I'm going with this? Foundational skill. It's important. Exactly. It makes sense now. There we go. Give me Bob Ross face. Foxy, how you doing today? Okay, so this is line with fur. Now let's talk about fur painting, okay? So I'm gonna draw like a little bit of fur here from a fox. And the first thing I'm going to do is make a little tuft. All right? I'm gonna paint bucket fill in that tuft. So I already have like a shape that I'm going for. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is like, I see that, so I picked this like red tone because you can see there's like a nice red under the eye here. You can see that there's like a nice red. So I'm gonna pick like a dark, yeah, I'm teaching y'all today. I'm teaching y'all. I need some learning. So like, you know, we're gonna pick like a dark, similar to how we do with metallics, darker undercoat. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit more saturated. Now, I'm only gonna use one brush for this to show you guys that you don't need fancy brushes for this. All right, my brush is just like a basic brush in Clip Studio. I'm gonna kind of use, I use these little M patterns. All right. And basically, when I do this, I want the fur to be thinner at the top, at the end, so the points are thinner here. And then these points trail away. So let me show you here. So like this. Thinner at point. And the bottom like fades off. Truly demonstrating great empathy! Ah. Ah, ah, ah. Can teacher be bribed with vegan lasagna? Dude, absolutely, I can be bribed with vegan lasagna. I can be bribed with food. I love food. So this is just like one way to do this, right? This is if you have like a medium pile sort of fur. I'm actually not liking how my brush is. Oh, minimum density, that's why. Kind of nippling off at the end there, and I don't know why it's doing that. Something wrong with my sensitivity? Why is it doing that? Yeah, something's up with my sensitivity.
You are in need of a professional.
No, that's weird. Similarly, continuing these M shapes, okay? You know, if we want to highlight the fur, we take like a lighter color, and we can kind of go over those M's, like a couple of those M's, and like the middle of the M. All right. Now you want to get advanced. We're gonna take like maybe that medium color and grab like a watercolor brush. Like this is just a basic watercolor blendy tool, and we can blend the bottom. You can even take the darker color, blend it up into that. Go back over it with another bit of the brush tool here, you know? And now we can add like a little more highlights here and there. And this is like if you want to get more painty. Now, this is like it's very depends like what you're going for with the style, right? There's a lot of different ways to draw this. This is not one way. This is not like a simple way. Like here's another example. I will draw a totally different example here. I'll draw a wacky example. We'll do like a brown. Well, I'll do this. I'll draw the fox. the bottom of the fur coat here. Sip, sip. I actually probably need to get more water. So this is like maybe the bottom of the mouth. Here's the face. Okay, here's the top of the face. Alright. So, I'm picking like darker colors for the bottom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a lighter, but still somewhat saturated. I'm actually gonna get a different brush here to show you an example. Let's see. I'm gonna get this flat paintbrush. Now, you don't necessarily need a brush that has a point to it to draw fur, right? You can still render fur using these same ideas of fur direction, length of fur, and where the markings go. Like, I'm gonna use a square brush. And I'm gonna focus on the highlights of the fur. Not so much the shape of the fur, but the highlights. Different technique. This is like the mouth. Go here, go a little bit lighter over here. Hi, Pancake! But you can see there's a lot of different ways to draw fur, right? But I think the consistent example is paying attention to the fur direction. Experiment with brushes, experiment with it and have fun. Like, we have so many different, there's so many different cool brushes that you can, you know, you can do like this brush. You know, you can do so many different things. Experimenting with what you want, you know? Hey, you've got... What is this brush? Texture brush? What is this brush? Oh, that's weird. What is this brush? Paint marker? Dude, I'm trying to figure out why my, everything is so weird. Anyway, my point is that I'm looking at my brushes right now, sorry. My point is that these are like kind of the principles of sort of like fur, right? Is that fur direction, the length, and paying attention to where things go. The brushes can change drastically, you know. You can have so many different techniques and ways to do it. You know, sometimes I just do like little dots, little lines like that, kind of a cartoony way, and that's totally fine. Let me show other examples. Anime Dudes, welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome to Art School. Art School Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Wait, did someone else have a question that I missed? Hey, what's up, Mysterious Blue? How are you doing? It's nice to see you. I think I might have missed one. I'm trying to show like a few examples. Like, you see, here's one. This poster. Okay, Killer Pinata. So here's how I use a lot of texture brushes. I showed. Think of these little pinata pieces as fur, but square, because the character's made out of pinata like paper bits. So I emphasize the squareness using this. I made sure the brush was like nice and textured to kind of show the papery texture on that. And then down here, you know, I did sort of the same thing. You see these little fur bits right here, right? Just a little bit, just to emphasize that the character has some fur. Nothing too crazy, because I'm not all about that detail. It's just not my style, but just a little bit. That's all you need. Boom, 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 right? Boom, boom, boom. Right here in the arm. Boom, boom, boom. You know? Right here in the face. Boom, boom, boom. Just showing a little bit of the fur there. And there you go. You know? And then here, I did the same exact technique. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Paying attention to the direction of the fur and how long it is. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. Once again. Just giving you guys the idea that this character has fur, this character does not. This character has these, like, pinata pieces. You know what I mean? What's up? How are you doing? How do you get to be fated at the start and pointed at his stroke? That's a really good question, Tricky Zorgan. Welcome on in, Tricky. Nice to see you back. So, going back to the fur thing here. Pointed at the end. First off is line control. Once again, we have that. So, I'm going to use my regular brush. And I'm gonna tweak the settings to make sure everything, like, works out. Minimum size. Make it a little bit more higher minimum size. But basically, I lighten the pressure at the base. And then I kind of... How do I describe it? I kind of a quick swooping motion. It kind of goes back to when I talked about lines, line width and control. This is the exercises I would like give you tips to practice. Practice speed, drawing speed, and consistent with lines. Like practice this little exercise where you make the lines thicker and then thinner and then thicker again using the same brush size and settings. Don't change anything. On traditional art and paper, just use this, you get a brush pen like that, little tip that looks like that. You know, test different stabilizer settings. You can see what works for you, but this is what I would recommend to try and deviate your brush with. And then to get it blurred at the bottom, fade off at the bottom, it's definitely like the direction that you point in is important. But if you get to the bottom and you're like, hey, like I want to mess with like fading that in a little bit, experiment with your different tools. Like there's a smudge tool. I don't really use the smudge tool actually. How would I? There's a smudge tool. You can experiment with the smudge tool. I don't really mess with it, but some people like the smudge tool. I like to use the watercolor brush, and I just take it and I just kind of fade out the bottom like that, you know? Or I take the dark color underneath and fade it on up into the fur area like that. See, like that, and then I might go in and I might even like, you know, highlight the top a little bit more like that. But this is only using 2 brushes. This is just like a basic brush tool and then like the watercolor tool, and that's it. This is just to show you guys that you don't need fancy brushes, but you can really use this with anything. You can do fur with square brushes, weird brushes, everything. So how do you draw curly hair? Curly hair. I mean, title this here. Like, brush. Variation. Holy shit! Pancake! Pancake! No! Pan! Pancake! Dude. That's really unnecessary, Pink. Really uncool. You're stuck back there, I don't know what to tell you. 21 times! Oh my god! I don't know, Doopy. I don't know, dude. Doopy was just laying down, sleeping, snoozing away. Yeah, Pancake basically just like jettisoned herself into a pile of stuff and knocked it everywhere on the floor. Now she's stuck, and I don't know what to tell her. She's just gonna have to figure it out. I can't reach her. That number has not been reset recently. Pancake, get out with that. Come on now. I expect that of your brother, but not you. Okay, curly hair. Curly hair. Let me actually write this out. Darker undercoat. Lighten for mid. Highlight. I hope you guys can read my handwriting for this. So curly. Once again, we go back to the kind of foundations. Number one important thing is fur direction. So with curly, I'm making short movements like this. I'm taking that same M like that, but I'm making it like curled. All right, like that. I'm doing these short, these sort of movements, okay? Swirls. It's all about the movements when you're drawing this kind of stuff with hair. You know, if I go underneath. Let's see, the undercolor here. This is all just using the base pencil, so. Curly swirlies, just like that. Like that. Take a little bit of highlight. Oops, go up to the top layer here. And this is sort of like what I was drawing in that, like almost like a poodle, you know what I mean? This is sort of like a poodle hair. But yeah, it's all about the action of the direction of the fur that you're drawing. Like how do you depict that? Like, how does your brush go? if we're drawing longer fur, or like longer curly hair, right? Direction and flow. Direction and flow. Very important. I'm gonna write that down. Direction. Flow. What are you guys doing? That's how you change it from like short and straight hair to long and curly, or to, you know, anything in between, is really the direction of the fur slash hair, the flow, the forms that you're making. Hi, what's up, Rosal Jaws? I've been lurking, but it's so cool you're sharing all this. Well, thank you so much for the lurkies. Thank you. I hope that you're finding the stream helpful and fun and informational, educational. We like to learn things here once in a while when I'm not screaming at scary monsters or swearing profusely like I was yesterday. We like to learn things sometimes, you know. Any other questions about fur and hair? Do we have anything else? It's a bit rude of her to knock your stomach. She's so rude to me, Zalexion. This cat's so rude to me. You know that? She's so rude to me. She owns me. I was swearing profusely. Yes, I was. I asked, but I think I missed the answer. What art programs do you recommend for newbies? Yes. Paint Tool Sci. Paint Tool Sci is what I use. It's $50 for a license to get Paint Tool Sci version 2. I highly recommend version 2 because it's super easy to use. It's very accessible. It's very light on your computer, your CPU, and your RAM usage, which is great. I was starting like, so that's how I am all the time, but I try to like dial it back for stream, except when I'm gaming, it comes out. I'm sorry. That was like, scary. That was scary game. That game was awesome, dude. I love that game. Liminal was so good. Paint Tool Sci. Krita is a great free one. I do recommend that. I haven't tried it myself, so it's not like a first-hand recommendation. I like when you're running for the elevator, dude. It was so ridiculous. What is this music? It's making my head so empty. That was pretty fun. I like that. Let's see. Let me make a whole little section for this. Her hair. Okay. Actually, I can put it on the base. Oh, we had questions about composition. I can go over that too. Art program recommendations. Recommendations. Wait, are there 2 C's in recommendations? No, there's not. Art program recommendations. Free. Krita. Like I said, haven't used it personally, but plenty of people use it. I don't know if Katsuno Okami's still here, but she's an artist and she's amazing. And she uses Krita. Incredible art and incredible program. Very powerful. $50 one time. Paint Tool Sci. This is what I use. And I swear by it. It's easy. It's lightweight. Oh yeah, GMP is also free. Yeah. Isn't that more of a photo editing program rather than an art program, or? I'm not sure, I haven't used it. $50 for Paint Tool Sci, you pay it once, you have it. It's great, it works. It's very easy and good to learn. I love the, what? I love the brush digitizer on it. And it doesn't have any lag. You know? Photoshop Elements. I hate Adobe. Easy. Cheap. Low RAM. Rex. No lag. Okay, over here, we have, you know, 150 to 250 plus Clip Studio. as subscription. Plus subscription. As they make you subscribe now for updates, which is so stupid. Great. Also... but laggy. Kinda laggy. Clip Studio Pro's like 50? Oh, is it? Maybe it's on sale, or maybe it is. I thought it was like 150 for the base. I don't know. It's 50, but it does have a sub. Oh, EIX is 150. Alright, well then let me change this so it makes more sense. Okay. Alright, so this is 50. Do 150 plus, and I put the plus because there's a subscription. If you want updates, you have to pay monthly for this program now. If you want it on your mobile phone, you have to pay monthly in addition. Yeah, you don't have to, but you won't ever get updates again. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's a little, I also have Clip Studio. Great but laggy. Has animation. For iPhones, iPads, or whatever, I would recommend Procreate. It's $10. Procreate. For pixel art, it's $15. I highly recommend this program just to mess around in, even if you don't do pixel art, 'cause it's so good. Aseprite is incredible. It's such a great program. It's got everything you want for pixel art, animation, and game dev. For pixel graphics, it's got super great tiling features, animation stuff, workload. It's a fantastic program. Photoshop CS2. When will I do this again? Well, this coming Sunday is going to be the art showcase, but then probably the Sunday after that, I might make it like an every other Sunday type thing. You know? Might do that, I'm thinking. MS Paint for Windows XP or earlier. MS Paint's actually awesome, you know? Photoshop is what I was taught, and I had to teach myself a new tool. So if you're an art student and they give you access to Photoshop, this is why they do that. This is okay, I gotta explain this to you guys because I don't want you to fall into the Adobe trap of selling them your soul and being stuck and locked into a contract with them. So Adobe has contracts with a lot of art schools and universities and colleges and stuff. Basically, they let their students have a student license while they're there to get them hooked on the program, to get them knowing the program, get them familiar, etc., etc. Oh, this is what professional use, yada, yada, yada. Except guess what? When you graduate, now you have to pay for Adobe Cloud. Now, what happens when you sign up for Adobe Cloud is you sign up for actually like a certain set of time. It's not a month-to-month sub. You sign up for, you pay for it month-to-month, but you sign a contract for like, it can be a year, it can be like 3 years or whatever. Now, if you, for some reason, have financial hardship and you can't afford it, or you just want to cancel it early, they actually charge you a ridiculous cancellation fee. I've had friends who have had their bank accounts like going to the negatives from it. Please just be wary of what you sign up for with Adobe. They are very tricky. Yes, and that's another thing that Thorne said is very important. Make sure you turn off the opt-in setting so they don't have automatic rights to your work to put it through AI systems. Adobe is now feeding people's artwork through AI training systems, and it's super effed up. But if you use their programs, you automatically opt in unless you turn it off. You gotta turn off that setting if you're using Adobe Photoshop. It's messed up, and I think it's unethical to do that to people's work. But what do I know? I'm just a Garfield raccoon on the internet, you know what I mean? Anyway, always be careful what you sign up for. If you're signing up for a subscription-based service, read the fine print. Please don't let yourself get pulled into the Adobe trap. Likewise, with Clip Studio, make sure you understand what you're signing up for, you know? I have something to ask. And take care, Doodle Poodle. Nice meeting you. Enjoy your food and sleepies. Take care. Bye-bye. Take care. Okay, so I have something to ask, but I have to find something I made a while ago that's a perfect example of what not to do. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and send it to me. Yeah, I ain't giving Adobe a penny. Okay, good. All right, good. I'm not like saying that to like question that you would do such a thing, but I'm saying it as a PSA to everybody because I have friends who still pay monthly for Adobe Cloud because they just don't think that there's any other options. There's definitely other options depending on how dubious you want to be, but There's also wonderful non-dubious options such as Paint Tool Sci, Krita, GIMP. If you're on iPads, Procreate's only $10. Sprite's great for pixel art. Clip Studio is alright. I use it, but I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend it anymore from my end personally. Because for me, I have a decent computer. It's still pretty laggy for me. It's never gotten better. I've reinstalled it many times with my SSD. It does have animation, which I do like, and I do use that still for my projects, but it's not amazing enough for me to want to pay for updates, and it doesn't do anything that, for me, Paint Tool Sci can't cover and do faster. Yeah, I think I'm gonna teach myself Krita, actually, Tricky Zerg. I think I am, because I'm really like, I've been done with Clip Studio for a while, you know? Where can I check to make sure my stuff isn't fed to AI? Yes, that's a really good example and a good question. And Dark Magic told me, haveibeentrained.com is where you can check to see if your art has been used in some kind of AI training thing. I don't think the site is perfect. It might not catch all of them, but I think this is how you can search to see. You can search using a photo as well. That's maybe what I would recommend. You can upload your art and see if it's been trained or if it's been used for AI training tools. Hi Cal, happy art day. How are you? Welcome on in. Look at all the stuff we covered today. JB wanted to cover composition. Did anyone else want to go over stuff? I don't know if JB's still here, but yeah, we covered all kinds of stuff. Hands and shoes. These will all be up on the Discord as well. Snoots. Planes. Foreshortening. We went through like 3 years of art tutorials or art class stuff in one night. In 3 hours is awesome. Oh, someone else I think told you about that? Oh wait, you talk about Pixie? Oh wait, really? Wait, what's Pixie? Hang on, let me see. Pixie. Yeah, okay, use this one that Dark Magic recommended. I'm actually glad you told me that. Okay, use this one right here. Don't use Have I Been Trained. Use Pixie. Use that one. I trust Dark Magic's recommendation. I don't even remember how I found Have I Been Trained. We talked about line width. Orange Star, we talked about poses. Talked about metallics. Ears. Her. And now we're on the next thing. Okay. Round things with depth of field. Round things with depth of field. Do you want me to demo round things with depth of field? Depth of field is like when things get blurry in the background. We can talk about depth of field. I'm actually gonna take a very quick BRB real fast because I gotta go let the doobie ball out and Cheesy Dog, and then I'll be right back. And yeah, we can demo depth of field. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I cannot blur in the foreground. Exactly. Are you gonna be uploading these? Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna upload these Tricky to my Discord. I actually might make a whole new channel for it rather than uploading them in the artist den because they might just get buried. So I might make a new channel for it, like art tutorial section. We could do that. Depth of field is a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool. It is. Okay. I'm gonna take a very, very quick break here. I hope you guys are all hanging out and having a fun time. Do you guys like the stream? Is it fun? I like teaching, so I'm actually having quite a fun time. Kind of teaching this little impromptu class type thing. I think I might do this every other Sunday. I like it. 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you like it. That makes me really happy. Yeah, you like Sky Sensei? Thanks, Morik. Thank you. I can't get over where the accessory studios like Disney to avoid using a style reference so you don't get lawyers knocking. They're not gonna come after you. I mean, people draw like the weirdest fan art, Rule 34 stuff of like Disney characters. I don't think they're gonna come after you. I don't think you gotta worry about it too much. It's very kind of you to pro bono art classes. Well, that's how it should be. Education should be for everybody, and it should be open for everyone. And I think for me and for a lot of people, you love it. Yeah, it makes me so happy. You like it, awesome. I don't even do it anywhere. You like it. That's so cool. Like, it helps me to have an actual person talking and like interacting in real time rather than watching tutorials. I get super bored really fast watching tutorials. I just don't pay attention to them. I just right off the bat. So having like a real-time sort of classroom like this, I think, I know it would help me, my ADHD brain, so I hope it will help others. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back really quickly. I gotta go let the dogs out. Everyone hang tight and save some animals in the meantime. Save some animals. Get yourself a sip sip too. If you guys don't have a sip sip, bathroom break for everyone in class. Be right back. Okay, hello, hello. Hey, Dark Archon, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? Rest of Low, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? No, your PS5 bricked on you? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm terribly sorry. That's awful. I'm switching my mom off. I can't stand living Garf anymore. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry about that. Dang. What happened? Can I ask? Like, were you running something? Were you playing Balan Wonderworld? Is that what broke it? Balan Wonderworld breaks games. Breaks PS5s. I tried to play Balan Wonderworld on my PS5 and it literally like screamed. It shrieked at me. Hey Llama, what's up? Hello, hello! Usagi, hello! How you doing? Okay, I have time to demo like maybe like 1 or 2 more things. The chat paid 3,000 for that Garf. Yes, it was for a good cause though. It was for charity. You're right, you're right. That's a good reminder though. You're right, you're right. I drew it and it's still in the rotation. Looked into it because my account was through my college. I can't control the AI setting or even see its status. I see. Okay. Windows 7 was so good. I was playing Destiny 2, it just died mid-match that won't power back up. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Those are so expensive. I'm really genuinely sorry. I would be so freaking upset, dude. Let's do depth of field. Is that how you spell field?
Ah, that's great. Why don't you get back on the can of tuna?
I think it is. Depth of field. We're gonna talk about depth of field. Now, oh, stylization tips? Yeah. My spelling is strong. Okay, awesome, awesome. I have like big doubts about my spelling. Also, Doopy did the cutest thing, I just have to tell you guys, so I let him out. I let them out, and he doesn't want to go out. And I'm like, what's up, dude? What do you got in your mouth? He's carrying like a little toy scrap from a ducky he ripped up, a ducky toy in his mouth. And he insists to carry that ducky toy outside. I try to take it out of his mouth and put it on the floor. He goes back and picks it up again. He carries it with him while he goes outside and goes pee. Sadly though, he forgot about it and left it outside in the yard, so... Probably gonna go in the trash. Oh, so cute. Puppies are so funny. I was spelling bee finalist in your chat, so you're good. Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at spelling, so I have to misspell stuff. Okay, let's talk about depth of field. So depth of field is, kind of, how do I explain this in layman's terms? Objects that are not in focus.
My tail says hello.
Hey, Azura, nice to see you! Thank you so much for the raid! How you doing? Welcome to art school! Welcome on in! How was your stream? Objects that are not in focus, are blurred. Emphasizing the artist's intended focal point. Focal points, okay? So what this means is that when something is in the background, it's blurred out, so that way the thing that is in focus is sharp. Sort of like how my camera has the background blur. Whenever I get that working again, I hope I do. That's like sort of that's a depth of field effect, right? Thank you so much for the shout outs, Alistair. Thank you, Dark, hello. Thank you so much for lurkies, for the trash panda. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, a huge illustration project. How is it going? Okay, so examples of depth of field. It's generally like a photography term. Excuse me. Examples of depth of field. So here's a good example. With a photo, okay?
It's
so
tail time.
we have a depth of field here where everything is sort of in focus, the background's slightly blurred. Hey Monster, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Welcome to art school. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. But most of the things are really in focus, and right here the dog is in focus, but pretty much everything in the background is really blurred out, so really that dog is the main focal point. We don't see all the background details of the forest behind them.
time.
Now, how can we apply something that is like this, a photography sort of thing, and how can we apply it to illustration, right? Let me show you some examples that I have here. Dark Archon, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Nice to meet you. Oh my gosh, welcome y'all. Did I mention I'm Sky? I'm Sky, by the way. Nice to meet you all. So let me show you some examples of my art that I use depth of field. Because I like to use it. It's a really easy way to draw like a forest in the background and like not really, because you blur it, you don't have to draw the detail, so it's kind of nice, kind of lazy forest.
What the dog doing?
Let's see. Does this one? No, that one doesn't have it. Here, this is a good example. This one here. So here I have palm trees in the background, but they're blurry. Oh, but they're blurry. You don't see the details, but you see that they're just like, they're kind of motion blurred, but it's to show the idea of the palm tree, right? And then the focus is on the character, all right, in the front. They're crispy and in focus, okay? The front of the car, I wish I blurred too, but I didn't. Anyway, that's an idea of how you can apply it in digital art, right? What is this Christmas-ass music? Send me a picture? Okay, let's check it out. Oh, that's so cute. Can I show it on stream? Can I show Papa on stream? Because that is an example of depth of field. It absolutely is. So I think this one, but I'm only gonna show it. Yeah, okay, cool. I want your permission before I show it. Okay, so this example, here's a photo from Jen. Also, this is a really cute photo. So you have the background blurred. This is all blurred in the back. The focal point is like right here, right? This is the focal, this is where the focus is in focus of the camera. And the snoot is a little bit out of focus.
Hello.
But this is a good example of depth of field. It emphasizes the snoot being really long and being really right up in your face, right? With this depth of field here. What's up? You're okay, T? How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. We're talking about depth of field. Depth of field. So here's an example of how we can use depth of field in art. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Just a quick little illustration. Now, say I want to draw a spooky forest. I want to focus on the moth cryptid piece. Did I do that? I think you're right. I think I did. That might be a good example. Let me pull that up. Welcome on in, y'all. I'm Sky. Welcome to art school. Yeah, but this is mostly like really dark, so it's a little bit hard to see. But I did. You're right. You're right. Okay. Here's my scene. I want to draw a spooky forest. I want to make sure you know the site for checking your art. Wait, I want you to make sure you know that site for checking if your art is being used in AI that is working with AI. Wait, what? Wait, are you serious? Which one? Wait, which site? The Have I Been Trained or the other one? The group having caught having scrapped medical documentation without consent for images? Wait, what? Are you serious? I'm glad I didn't feed my art through that. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that I linked that in the chat. I didn't know that. Holy freaking crap. Thank you so much for saying that, Thorin. Oh shit. Damn. Can't even trust anything now. Okay, so I want to make a little, actually, I'll just do it like this. I want to make a little spooky forest scene. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to draw some real quick spooky trees. Alright. Really quick, just quick little spooky trees. Oh my goodness, Duper. What are you doing, dude? Homie, what are you doing? Being goofy. Duper, you're gonna fall. Oh, is it playtime now? You goofball. I did a check through the page itself because I was really skeptical of it. Okay, I'm really glad that you checked that out. Wow, that's like super crap. The info is hidden? Oh my god. I feel really bad for not looking into that more. That's terrible. Wow, you can't trust anything to not steal your art these days. Jeez Louise. Okay, so here I'm gonna draw some spooky trees. These are some like background trees. You know, there's some stuff in the background. Now, right now it looks like all these trees are sort of in the same layer. Right? They're sort of all right next to each other. Okay. All these spooky trees. So, if we want to make them look a little more like depth of field kind of thing. Right, we're gonna push some of the trees back, I'm gonna pull some of the trees forward. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a little background color. Our spooky background. I'm gonna make a little gradient so it looks cool. Now, the back layers of trees, I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna go to filter in my art program. I'm going to go to blur. It's gonna vary in your art program, but pretty much all art programs have this. I know that is really scary. And I'm gonna add little Gaussian blur to these, right? Boom, now they're really like pushed back. And then the layer on top of these other trees, in fact, I'm gonna copy and paste these so that we have multiples. Alright, the middle trees here, I'm gonna add another blur, but I'm gonna make this a little bit less blurry than the ones in the back. And then the ones in the front, you know, these ones are a little more focused. So this is an example of Gaussian blur, or sorry, depth of field, and how we can apply it to digital art, right?
Subscribed for 11 months. So spoopy attack
So spoopy! Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you for your kindness and support. And garden art. Thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, it's some tombstones, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, apparently you can't trust me because I link sites without researching them, so just screw me then. Was that the one that I laid for it? I feel really bad. That's terrible. But yeah, that's shit, and I'm glad you brought that up. So now I know not to use that site. That's poo-poos. So here's a good example of the depth of field, and then we're using it only with one type of brush, so you really get an idea of how depth of field can really affect things. You can even go and draw something like a spooky little moon in the back. You know, we can draw like a circle here. Spooky moon. And then we can take that. You can blur that out too, you know? You can really change how things look in the back and in the front based on how you affect depth of field. You want to go a step further to take your art up a notch. Let's make a layer on top. Let's make it like a screen layer. We're gonna add some like atmospheric fog with our watercolor brush. Make the scene extra spooky. We're gonna add the fog in front of the very most background trees. Welcome to art school! I'm doing art school, Astrid! Welcome on in! Welcome, welcome! I'm going over depth of field and how to kind of use the Gaussian blur tool in our art program to create like kind of an illusion of a depth of field in our art. Now, obviously, if you're using like a Photoshop or something like that, you do have like a built-in depth of field thing. What kind of fruit do you like? I like strawberries, even though I'm kind of allergic. I also like grapes. I like blueberries. I say blueberries are probably my favorite, yeah. I like bananas too. But there you go. Now we have this like kind of... We have this kind of extra depth added with some of our spooky fog effects. So we're creating like, we're using layers now to create this scene. And I'll write it out for you guys too. You know? Let's see. Using layers plus blur filter to emulate depth of field in illustration. I gotta hear these dogs out there. So, you know, one, you know, foreground. Actually, I should do it like this. Foreground. No blur. Midground. Some blur. Oh, Chessa, what are you doing to him? You sound horrible out there. Jeez Louise. Background. Can you guys hear them? More blur. Skyline. There you go. And then somewhere in here you can throw in, you know, in front of the midground, you know, fog effects. Oh, here. There you go. Chessa, what on earth are you doing to that? Chessa! Gaussian blur. It's called Gaussian blur. A lot of times the filter, it'll be filter blur. Usually under, and this is just like a general guideline because every art program's different. Usually under filter, blur. I spell it like this, Gaussian blur. That's usually where you find it. There you go. That's a little demo. A demo! Yeah, Gaussian blur, yeah. What's you? Every line is a skyline. Oh! Oh, you say it like Gaussian? Gaussian? Maybe it is Gaussian. I don't know. I tend to say everything incorrectly, apparently. Hey, what's up, Foxaroni?
Monkey!
I missed your class. That's okay. The VOD will be up, and I'll make a highlight of it, so it'll stay up on my Twitch as well for folks who want to see it. I'll make a little highlighty-do. So what do you guys think? Okay, and then someone else asked about stylization, but I think my time is running short for tonight's stream, Manatee, but that can be something that we can definitely cover next art school class. Gaussian. Oh, without the long O. Gaussian. Gaussian blur. Yeah, it's Gaussian blur. Gaussian. Do I say Gaussian? Gaussian blur. Yeah, I say Gaussian blur. I don't know, whatever. Gaussian blur. Gaussian? Gaussian. Crap, now I don't know how to say it. Anyway. Depth of field. There you go. Yeah, we gotta save more topics for next time. Depth of field. I will go ahead and I will post all of these cool little info sheets. I'll make a separate channel in the Discord for them so they're easy to go through and do that. I will make the VOD a highlight as well, so the VOD will stay up and everyone can kind of watch it as you want to watch it. But yeah, if you're wondering what to do and how to improve, I recommend starting with gesture sketches. I'll put this little homework page up there so you can start with that. And yeah, you make more of a Z sound? Gaussian blur. Oh yeah, I don't know. Hey, what's up, little zombie? How you doing? Welcome on in. Hi. We were just going over art school stuff. We were covering line width. We were covering foreshortening, more foreshortening, planes. Look at that pubby. Snoots and things, shapes and planes, hands and shoes. We covered so many things. Art school is cool, guys. Art school is super cool. This is really cool. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for coming today and hanging out. Yeah, I'm gonna wind down now. Oh, my face is small. Let's go ahead and do the little credits thing. Thank you all so much, oh! Thank you so much. What do you recommend doing after learning gesture drawing? More gesture drawing. That's something you should do every day. Art school. Art's cool. Be cool. Go to art school. Yeah. What are you dogs doing? What are you dogs doing? Oh my god, they're rowdy as heck right now. Oh goodness. So I'm gonna be off tomorrow for Monday as usual, so I won't be around, but I will be back Tuesday. I'm gonna be working on some art commission stuff. Art is stinky. Have you ever smelled paints? It definitely is stinky. I can tell you that. I was a printmaking major. Art's absolutely very stinky. I'm gonna be back Tuesday. I'll probably take off Monday and Thursday this week, I think. Probably. Possibly. Most likely. Anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you so much, everyone who came in, everyone who rated. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, I popped at the end. I want to ask something. What's your question, Rez? What's your question, Rez of Low? I am going to be doing this, I think, every other Sunday. And this coming Sunday is going to be our art showcase and critique. In which case, I might demo things a little bit, but it'll probably be like kind of demo light or focus more so on other people's work, the community's work, and all that kind of submission stuff there. yes, that's what I wanted to say to you all is if you want to submit your artwork for our group community art showcase and critique for next Sunday, the theme is trying a new style. So try and draw something or create something in a brand new style or a new medium that you've never done before and submit it to the community art showcase room. I'll show off the work on stream. And if you'd like critique on it, we also do group critiques, constructive criticism only. And everyone is welcome to join. It's totally free. You're totally welcome to do that if you'd like to. It'll be next Sunday, this coming Sunday. Wait, what is this Sunday? Okay, it's not my subathon. Right, okay, good. As someone with only a few months under their belt, should I continue learning shapes or trying to go into learning gesture drawing? Gesture drawing, yes, yes. Rez, do the gesture drawing, do 25 minutes a day every day for the next week and come see me next Sunday and I want to see where you've improved. Do the gesture drawing, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Trying a new engraving and texture style, very cool, awesome, awesome. Remember, you guys have a whole other week to submit for the art showcase. We're doing it every 2 weeks now to give you guys more time. What if I went deconstructive criticism? I won't give it to you because your art's phenomenal. And I'm only going to give you the most wonderful criticism, which is positive, constructive criticism. Okay, let's go drop a big old heckin' raid over to, let us see here. Hey, are they live right now? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Yeah, let's go drop a big heckin' raid over to Cuppa Joe. Cuppa Joe is a wonderful pixel artist. These super good vibes. He is working on pixel art. Cuppa Joe. Joe's awesome. I love his pixel art. I love his setup. He also uses Sprite, by the way, which I highly recommend for pixel art when you're talking about art programs. Sending you internet love and gratitude. Sending also you all internet love and gratitude. Oh my god, I forgot my cam's off. I'm like giving you guys the little heart hands right now, but can't see it because my cam's off because I'm lazy and I didn't want to turn on my lighting. Cuppa Soup raid. That's a great raid message for Joe. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I love you all. I will see you Tuesday. I'm gonna be off tomorrow, hanging out, like just vegging out. I don't know, just totally zen. But I will be back Tuesday. I'll be doing some art stuff Tuesday. Wednesday is gonna be walk-in Wednesday. If you want to get a walk-in commission, I will have a couple spots open for you guys. Thursday, more art. And then I'm thinking we're gonna dive back into dreams this weekend, but only on Friday. And I'm thinking I'm gonna dive into the sculpting in dreams. And I'm really excited to play that. I'm really excited to give my hand at the creative mode in dreams this weekend. Coming up. So we have fun streams coming up. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful night. Mwah. Take care of yourself. Remember your sips. Remember your vitamins and your snacks and meds as well. Those are really important. Ah, Jeff, thank you. Thank you.
You're all awesome.
You're all awesome. Everyone here, you're all amazing. And I hope that I helped. If you have any further art questions throughout the week or you wanted me to peek at your progress, just pop me your work on Discord. I'm always there for you guys. I love you all so much. Mwah. Have a good night, my friends. I'll see you Tuesday. I love you. Mwah.